In the red, representing Maturino. Give it up for Nightmare. Honestly, I gotta change my cursor size again. I think we got it too big for this. Really good games. Hopefully. Really good players. In this side of it. Nightmare going for a Reaper wall. Against Beyond, I actually don't hate it. He could still do something cheeky, but I kind of feel like Reaper walls kind of bite you in the ass more often than not than they're worth today in PvT and the Protoss side of it. Just because of all the tank pushes, the Cyclones, the early aggression. Not even so much the Cyclones, it's the like tank pushes and stuff. And maps like this too. Sight Delta reminds me of like, not quite King's Cove, I'm trying to remember, but there's a lot of maps with a similar setup where you can just punish a Reaper wall with a tank push. Just 2 siege tanks and medevac and a couple medevacs and some bio. And that makes Protoss' life a living hell. Alright, that being said, it's going to be a Marine opener from Beyond. I suspect he is going for an expand still. He is going to do so. Oh, Probe is out. Uh-oh, Beyond has his Marine out, but he's kind of hiding it for now. Probe is going to go back home, though. If Beyond had that rally, he may have gotten that Probe, but he's not going to do so. Factory coming down before Reactor. But all in all, it's a pretty standard setup. I think my DPI's off on my mouse or something. This was quite the scroll. Or is it my drag scroll? Elsewhere. Beyond just walling off here. I think this is my DPI or something. Anyway, he's going to be an Adept opener for Mr. Nightmare. He's getting Warp Gate, so we're probably not going to Stargate. It is going to be a Twilight opener. Actually, that's an interesting setup right there. What is that? He's walling off for maybe in case of Hellions. There's going to be one Hellion opener for now. We'll see how Beyond plays this. He's just pumping out those Marines. He's got one on the ramp. That's about it. Adept is making its way out, but the other 2 Marines may make it here by the time that Adept makes it over here. In fact, it certainly will. Alright, another gateway going down for Nightmare. Ooh, Hellion is going to be scouted. Adept getting a little greedy from how far she is moving. I like that he canceled after, though. Just takes one shot with the glaive. Beyond is going to have to repair, so it delays a little bit of mining time, cost him some minerals. And that be that. He's going to be a Cyclone follow-up. So Beyond, knowing Beyond, is probably going to go for a cheeky little drop. I wouldn't be surprised anyway. Some early aggression. Nothing too serious. Nightmare does have no shield batteries, though. I might want to add that. Adept is going to make its way back home. Taking no damage. Not really dealing any damage either. How you doing, Dro? Welcome, welcome. Alright, so it's 2 gate. For now. And I think... yeah, he's going for... I thought he was going for a 3rd, and he's not. Just yet. Not uncommon, but... Just checking her out. Okay. Marine drop. Alright, this is annoying. There's a Cyclone, a Hellion, and a Medevac Marine drop. Jumping down on the Adept, too. All grouping together. So this is going to be a kind of a multi-pronged attack, and we basically just had Warp Gate. One of the pylons in trouble. Oh, Beyond was in target firing, though. As long as the Stalker's finished, that should be okay, but it is going to go like 1 gate production. Blink finished, that's actually huge for Nightmare. Nightmare is going to lose a couple of Stalkers, though. 2 Stalkers, an Adept, and a pylon do fall, but still, it's technically a hold of good defense. Nightmare not really worried about his 3rd base just yet. He is going for double gas. And we are going into an Observer follow-up. He's expecting Widow Mines. He just wants information. Nothing wrong with Observers. Beyond is going to be annoying. Going for a Raven Harass. That's about it. He's not doubling down. Not getting the Interference Matrix or anything like that. Nightmare on the other side of it. We'll see. Ooh, I like that little... Well, that Cyclone got 4 worker kills behind all this. A little Cyclone Harass. Managed to make its way in and get 4 workers kills. What a damn meme unit, guys. It was like that guy I played yesterday who was a Diamond 3 Protoss. And literally got the Diamond 1. No, he actually got Masters Terran. All from meming Cyclones exclusively. Rigatron wants Nightmare to take it. Beyond pushing with a couple tanks. Does have his Raven out. Doesn't really get much accomplished here. Nightmare goes for a third base. And Beyond is just now starting stem. So this push is coming before stem. It may finish up beforehand. Nightmare on the other side of the map looking for a ghost that's not there. There's nothing really to defend here. The Raven's going to be out for auto harass. Auto turret harass. Oh, the High Templar does catch wind of this. But by the time Nightmare makes it here, he's going to have to cancel his base. Maybe you got nothing to hold. You're going to have to cancel Nightmare. Picked off a unit, it looked like, over here, but still. Nightmare, cancel! Cancel! Oh my goodness. He's making me nervous, guys. I can't handle it. How you doing, Hyper 1? Looks like he did land a feedback on the Raven. That's going to be helpful, but you know what? When you don't have anything here, what is he doing? There's literally nothing. Even the SCVs are in danger now. You know that's a problem. Cyanic Storm is on the way, but I don't think it's going to matter. I don't think it's going to finish. I wouldn't have hated an Immortal being pumped out just so he had anything. Literally anything. Better than nothing as he loses not only the pylon, but his 2 gates in the front. I do like that he's trying to take a third base behind it. It sounds crazy, but with pushes like this, you're already economically behind. You need to do so many different things after as the game scales with Terran. Beyond does have stem, does not have combat shields. He has a Ghost Academy before combat shields? Who are you and what have you done with Beyond, guys? Hey, how you doing, Farrell? Who are you and what have you done with Beyond, guys? I've not seen that. I mean, it's a little late. He remembers it after all, but still, it was kind of funny to see a Ghost Academy literally finishing up before combat shields for Beyond. I don't know about you guys, but that was funny. Next eye is coming down. Yeah, how you doing, Farrell and Random Hyper 1? What the fuck? He sees me? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm extremely tired, so bear with me. Got all of a couple hours. I think I went to bed at like 7:30 a.m. When I thought about it more, I thought it was like 6, but then I remembered looking at the clock. Got up. Very interrupted sleep for the next couple hours after. Yeah, it's not even Boomer. I mean, yeah, but after casting last night, then I did a longer stream. I played some guitar at the end, and here we are. Anyway, oof, Widow Mines getting something, and honestly, that was kind of a decent yet scrappy engage. Felt like we had a little bit of friendly fire involved there, but ultimately, Nightmare holds on. Beyond on 3-base, basically 3-base saturation, getting double gas to boot. It's looking pretty good economically, though, and that's where things get scary for Protoss right here. Nightmare still has the Raven to contend with it. He has been, he's been dealing with it. All right, in a weird way, I kind of wouldn't hate a 4th base, but at the same time, like, Nightmare probably just wants to get a bigger army. He's just now going into a Robo Bay. And we do have +1 infantry armor on the way for Beyond. He already has +1 weapons. Vikings are going to be not useless. Obviously, there's a War Prism, but still. Storms! Oh, only, I should say Storm. Well, that would, well, he did save the High Templar. Only lost a couple of Zealots. Storms do zone it back, but kind of a weird little engagement right there. All right, behind it. Beyond has gotten a second eBay, so he is going into, now, I believe, it is going to be 2-1, so desynchronized upgrades. Trademark Beyond strats. I mean, realistically, if you're opening with 1 eBay anyway, you're going to find that more often than not. In many Terran games, but, you know, usually we're in that situation of +1 infantry armor for Beyond. Alright, first Colossi is on the way. And now we got Ghosts. Raven's still alive after being a harassing tool. I love that Zealot scouting this. The High Templars landed storms, even with Ghost there. No fucks are given by Nightmare. He's just like, bruh, sitting there like Gandalf the Grey. Some shit. Moving across the map. He's kind of going, that's a pretty committed army over here. That being said, Biona is going to make his way back behind this. There's no High Templar here with the army. Still, he needed to get some work done. He needed to send Nightmare back. And that is exactly what he was going to do. He's going to lose a lot of army, though, in the process. Only got 7 workers, but still, it's a lot of lost mining time for Bia, and still, the army supply is going to be pretty high up there. How you doing, El Arco? And King Ping. Sorry, I didn't say hi. We are boomers, though. I didn't address your question or comment, whatever. All right, a couple more Colossi are coming out. Extended Thermal Lance is on the way with +2 actually. Ground weapons for Nightmare. So he's actually not doing too bad. His army supply is getting pretty big too, and it's often a lot closer than you think against the Terran in these situations. Colossi are out of position. It's all gateway units right here. Guys, I gotta fix my mouse settings. All right, that being said, it is going to be a big assault on this side. It goes behind EMPing. Oh, the EMPs actually doing a great job on the shields, but do omit the High Templar. Finding Nightmare a spot in this. There is a bit of an issue over here, though. Does Nightmare have the storms? Is he paying attention? Nightmare lands 2 juicy storms. Does not morph a High Templar. Lands another storm. Holy shit, this guy's doing it all with storms. But now the Colossi are here to boot, and the Vikings are up on this side of the army. The only 2 Vikings that are here for Beyond. That being said, he is starting to produce more on the other side of the map to contend with these Colossi. Nightmare's play's actually been pretty crazy this game. He's relying all on Stormy boys. Oh, the storm drops are real. Nightmare with the sexy storms over here, getting God's work done. BM going 3 at a time for Ghost. Still hammer on some Marauders, but is pumping out all the usual. A lot of Marines. Getting some Vikings, getting some medevacs. Nightmare does lose one of his observers, and he doesn't really have the most map presence. Does have some key scouting pylons. This Widow Mine, I wonder how many kills it's gotten. 2 kills. This one has gotten only 1. Beyond is on 4 bases, but not realistically, he's not really ahead at all, Nightmare, to be honest. It's pretty even. It's actually pretty even. The army supply is pretty close. For Protoss to have this size army, it's not as... This is actually extremely close. It's only 98 to like 120. Okay, now it gets a little crazier, but realistically, Nightmare can get some army units. I'm gonna hate to see Disruptors, though. But maybe he's just keeping it. I don't know. Because Immortals are good, but to a point. They kind of feel like they fall off in the late game a lot more if you're relying on them instead of Disruptors. You kind of need Disruptors against Terran later on in the game. The Nightmare's going to probably prove me wrong and deal with Storms and Colossus just in this case, but we'll see. He's got a lot to contend with. Beyond does have a massive army. Big Daddy Immortal, like I said, it's not like they're horrible. It's just that they... If it's like all Marauders, then your Immortals will do really well. They'll do okay against the Ghost, but once you start getting into a clump of huge clump of Marines, then it's a big problem. Oh, there's not much back here. In fact, 2 of these gateways are powered by 1 pylon, and Peck is just basically sitting there free game for Beyond. Nightmare out of position with 2. He had to make decisions on 2 army fronts. He's going to lose a lot of tech. I would hate to see him dropping stuff. He doesn't recall. I know it sounds crazy, but he should have recalled the lower half of the army and marched up with the top. Yeah, mistakes were made. Beyond just got him out of position, and unfortunately, your army's just not going to get there without a recall. Either the main base or the 3rd. Upgrades? Not really. That's the thing. It's with Terran upgrades. The 1-1 kind of equals out to 1, but you're right. To a point, like double forge is definitely better, but if you have either armor or weapons, it kind of evens out for a while. 3-3 Things start to get a little dicier, but you're still kind of fine as Protoss. It's a little different than the armor and the... Personally, I like to see it, but in, you know, a lot of cases, you're just fine. It certainly helps. That being said, Nightmare is down on workers now. He doesn't really have a huge bank. He's got a bit of a bank, so he can make some units, but he's lost his Templar archives. Didn't lose his Robo Bay, and he could be building those disruptors, but what's scary is now these upgrades are going to matter. Now I agree with Rigatron, because we're going into +2 ship weapons with advanced ballistics, liberators, and that's going to be a damn problem for Mr. Nightmare to deal with. To be honest with you. Alright, with that said, this is a pretty good setup for Beyond 2. I mean, obviously, he's just... Nightmare isn't going to have much to deal with all this. It's hard to... You just can't jump on top of these Liberators with this army. He lost a lot of economy. He's trying to make decisions on what to get. He's rebuilding a Templar archives in a weird way. If you get enough clumped up Liberators, funnily enough... Storm can be an answer, I guess, question mark. We got DTs going out, though. Can Nightmare find some magical DT damage? There's a missile turret. There is some Widow Mines. Oh, what he's going to do is eat a Widow Mine shot with the DTs. Well, the DTs are enough to send Nightmare back to fight him. He does not have Shadow Stride, though. That is a fresh Dark Stride. These guys have been EMP'd. Okay, now they're going back in the shadows. Nightmare trying to find any damage. Beyond on 5 bases. It's not looking good for Nightmare, guys. And Rigatron to that end. As he said it, guys, in chat. Like I said, a second forge being added after. I love that. Getting the +1 armor with it. Hell, I even say go for the shields when you're done with both and you're desynced. You usually start with ground weapons or armor first. Getting the shields definitely helps after, even though ghosts are a thing. Eventually you find fights without them, and the shields will impact the battles. Alright, that being said, it is looking like a crazy engagement here. Nightmare again, unfortunately, out of position. And even though he already has a tough time dealing with the Liberators as it is looking very scary as the third base falls yet again. For Nightmare. He's going to lose a bunch of probes that he really didn't want to lose. He's down to 40, 37. Never mind. He's now in the 30s of workers. It's getting lower and lower. Disruptor is going to shoot, but catches a decent little flank, but it's about it. This next side's not even done. That was going to be a 5th base. Now it's just a maybe base. If Nightmare can hold, but look at this army. 51 to 49. One of the Colossi fall into the Liberators. And GG is called. Beyond takes game 1 pretty handedly. Nightmare had some really sick stuff that game, though. Like, truthfully. Some excellent storm drops. Some great plays overall. But at the end of it, he kind of fell apart there in that one push. Losing that base was rough, amongst other things. But anyway... Let's get into game number 2. I'm going to be taking a couple breaks here, guys. Again, I didn't get much sleep, so... It is the afternoon for me. Man, I got all hecked up. I had too much caffeine last night, and that just was not the play. Huh. Alright, anyway. Should have postponed this a little bit, but here we are. Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Oceanborn in the blue. Give it up for Beyond. And his opponent in the upper left. In the red, representing Macherito, give it up for Nightmare. We need 2 points to advance in the playoffs. And guys, we have some really good matches. I believe we have Mana versus Dong Regu next. We have SOS versus... I'm trying to remember. We have a lot of good games. But it is not all... one server in this tournament, that's for sure. As we approach the end, though, we had people after the group stages. This is the upper bracket on the playoffs of OSC Masters Cup 148. Alright, Probe is going to find his way across the map, trying to get some information. It's just a gate scout, not a pylon scout, so Nightmare is not going to go for any early harass or anything too much. It can still be a little annoying, but... Beyond seems to be opening pretty standard, too. Let's see what the plays are this game. That was a wild one, though. Beyond, you know, made the most out of a few units himself, though. That Marine drop with the one Hellion, one Cyclone definitely was built differently. Oh my god, Nightmare's not paying attention to his probe. He basically donates it to science. He's going to at least scout out the natural, but he's probably going to want to send that right the hell home. It's a little brazen to just throw your probe away at that point if you were not paying attention to it. It's better than losing it altogether. He basically... He got a little scouting. That's about it. Excuse me. All congested here now, too. Mamma mia. Well then. Here we are. And guys, please use the codes !OSC. Yeah, you can become a Ko-Fi sponsor or not. We're looking for sponsors or additional stuff. We're trying to fundraise to boost the World Championships prize pool this year. I don't know, or is it going to be for 2024? I can't remember if it's for 2023 or 2024, but either way, we're at the end of the year. And OSC does some great work. Been putting on tournaments, partnering with a lot of people. Myself, Chicken Man, Cranky Ducklings, to name some. The whole mess of people. Bob the Builder, even. Lots of people have been OSC partners for quite some time. Wardy. But yeah, pretty crazy stuff. All right. When I say it's crazy stuff is we're going to have a 24 hours of, basically 24 hours of OSC stuff. And I'm kicking it off, guys, right here before. I'm going to be casting tomorrow at like 2 p.m. I'm not so sure. Just as we're kind of into this, we just have an Adept shading across. Beyond going for a very similar opener with a 1-1-1 with a Marine drop potentially. Even has the Hellion, as we saw in game number 1. He's going for the identical build. He goes, you know what? It worked for me in game 1. I'm going to do it again. But at points, I really felt like Nightmare certainly did a good job making the most of his situation. All right, that being said, yeah, it's very similar to the first game. The shield battery is going to be a huge factor right now, though. Okay, he's going to target for the Hellion. Oh, did we lose a Stalker? Nightmare saves the Stalker, guys. That was actually really well done by Nightmare. A couple of Marines are even down, and that was at a loss of just an Adept. Very well done by Nightmare. Beautiful defense. On phase 1, he takes care of the Hellion, takes care of the Cyclone. I believe it was 2 Marines. Yup, look at that. Spot on. Spot the hell on, guys. Beautiful Protoss. That was actually really well done. That's, I think Beyond kind of overcommitted in his direction of attack, too, but very nice micro. Saving that one Stalker without Blink. When you got a medevac of Marines, the Hellion, and everything all together, that's actually a bit tougher. This game is going to be, by the way, 4-gate Blink. Forgot to mention that. Seemed pretty obvious, but should have mentioned it. And BN does already have some really nice tank positioning. You can, however, blink up the back of the base, and he would be able to find some damage here. Oh, no, Nightmare! After I complimented his Stalker micro before, he goes and throws it all the way. All those compliments were just thrown away with those 2 Stalkers needlessly dying to tanks. All right, well, let's see the micro. Does Nightmare almost saves it, but almost is not going to be a save. Oh, he's targeting the medevac. Getting some workers, getting some Marines. Medevac's actually putting in God's work and healing. Tank's going to be forced... Oh, actually, that's the 3rd tank coming out. Oh, Nightmare actually getting some decent damage here. However, Stim's not even near done. It's actually a really good attack, but he has to disengage because of the tanks. Very smart plays from Nightmare. Beyond isn't going to be unable to get a Raven if that was his plan in this game. I don't think that may be the case, but he is going to have Stim soon. A lot of good damage dealt, though, all things considered. He's literally playing like max packs right now. Going in with the 4 Stalkers in the back, trying to get God's work done. It's not extensive damage, but it's enough to buy him time. He's going for charge and a Templar Archive. Nightmare playing very well this game. He wants that money. Very, very good decision-making from our Korean Protoss player. Look at this micro. This guy's cleaned house on the entire left side. The only thing he could have done maybe more, and, well, that's just decision-making. It could have been annoying for Beyond. His kill that second gas. That's about it. Very clean plays. That being said, we do have a Forge coming down for Nightmare 2. Charge is almost completed. How's Nightmare doing with this? Wow, he's doing great on that Warp Prisms in front of it. He's going to back the hell off. He's trying to get little picks at damage here and there. Ultimately, the worker count's pretty close. Nightmare recalled his Warp Prism. Yes, he did. And Beyond's going for a big drop. So the thing is, we do have some chargy boys warping in. It needs Storm to finish. And where is that Templar Archive? Over here is kind of powered. Is it powered by 2 pylons? I don't think so, but looks a little too far to the left. I could be wrong. Oh! Oh, that was so close. I'm not even sure. That may have been... I don't think that was scouted. Well, it certainly is now. Nightmare trying to get some stuff on the high ground. Does have a high Templar. Oh, is going to feed back. Decent blink micro right here. Obviously, he's going to lose some Stalkers, but it's inevitable. The Storm finishes, and that's what... Oh, my God. That was a beautiful Storm drop. Did lose a high Templar, but that took out a chunk of Beyond's army, to say the least. Nightmare actually could potentially become a little aggressive right here. I wouldn't hate it. I truthfully wouldn't hate it. A warp in, some aggression, but he needs to drop some gates as soon as he can, in my opinion. Drop some gates and push out. He did a big chunk of damage to Beyond's army, and when you're on equal footing of a Terran army, it's pretty good stuff. He is going into +1 ground weapons and taking a 4th. Nightmare is doing great. If he doesn't take any crazy bad fights, he should be all right. Oh, but he has to be careful of these Vikings. 6 Stalker micro again, but that Warp Prism so damaged. Still Nightmare doing a fantastic job still. Has tons of Storm energy left. He's going to deny the 3rd. It's not even an orbital command center yet. Stalkers with some good target firing here. Guys, are we seeing it? Beyond is on his back foot, I'm not going to lie. Just a little bit. Nightmare's about to have this +1, too. I know Beyond's going to have his +1 infantry armor, but as I said, it kind of just puts everything on kind of equal footing. But for a second, it's going to be like an advantage for Nightmare from what units he has. The Zelly boys aren't there yet, but beautiful Storms are going to force a lot of medevac energy out. Oh my God. All right. Today's forecast, ladies and gentlemen, salty with a good chance of storms. That is what I'm calling it right now. And that be the facts. Beyond still managed to keep his workers alive mostly, but I'm still impressed with how Nightmare's been handling this. Oh! Target fires, gets 1 Marauder, almost gets a medevac. Nightmare's gonna lose these Stalkers. They're very injured still. He's got plenty of Warpins. Going into Colossi this time. Much cleaner in a transition point. He's going right into +2. He's not skipping a beat on anything. Look at the guy's macro behind this, and this was on a 4-gate blink opener. Nightmare is so good. He's had his times, I remember, where I'd be like, oh man, you know, Nightmare's kind of fallen off, but nah, this guy's been cracked lately. Yes, and Beyond's a tough opponent. Oh, juicy Storms again. But he has to be careful. This Warp Prism has taken a beating before from Vikings previously. Definitely going to want the Warp Prism if he's in this position. Nightmare is about to lead an army supply, but Widow Mines do be a thing. The Viking count's coming out, but look at the target firing on him. Oh my God. 2 Vikings is Mel with that beautiful 6 Stalker target fire. Juicy Storm on the army of Beyond right there, and The Colossi, I am a little nervous for the Colossi still. Oh, look at that pickup micro. Are we watching Nightmare our hero, guys? He's not, you know, obviously he's going to lose some stuff, but nah. The Archon came out. The Archon's actually going to be huge here. Sick pickup micro. Is he saving the Colossus? Yes, he is. Second Colossi comes in now, too, and Beyond is just kind of like derping on. He actually has more army supply, though. It is there, and it's going to outproduce it for a bit. But still, Nightmare kills 18 workers behind this, has his 4 bases. He's now fixing saturations. He can take other gases. He's going into armor because it finishes faster. Beyond couldn't even think about upgrades during all this. Ghost came out. That was a bit of an equalizer. But still, Nightmare can go find other damage. And already they're equal on army supply. Nightmare taking a 5th base behind this. Very incredible plays. A sick defense from Beyond, though, I will say that. And he's going for a Colossus drop. Has to be careful not to lose. There's more Vikings coming out of missile turrets right here. If he loses that War Prism with the Colossus, oh no, that would be a disaster, but still. Our Protoss, man, doing okay. He's sitting at 70 workers, by the way. He's not going up to 80. In some ways, I don't hate it. Still, in a weird way, I wouldn't hate. I guess he wants to save his recall, which I don't blame him. But Nightmare's got to be really careful with this. That's an expensive War Prism. How you doing, Pori-Forion? The first map was Site Delta, and Beyond took it, by the way. Man. How you doing, bud? Ah, the Colossi kind of derping forward. Now this game's getting a little crazy. Alright, so Nightmare getting some big Zealot run-bys in here. It's really nice for him, to be honest. He's killing 17 workers and counting. Wait, wow, he's even picking off some reinforcing bio units. That's very nice for him. Man, because there was no medevacs right here. Problem is, there are a couple Widow Mines. They're going to be targeted a bit. Oh no, that's some beautiful mine damage for Beyond on his side of it. GG's call. Nightmare takes game 2 pretty handedly. Very excellent plays by our Korean Protoss player. Man, this is a sick series. So yeah, the first game was Site Delta. Beyond did take that one. Second game was Oceanborn. We just saw Nightmare play a very, very good game. And we'll be going on to map 3. I need a minute or so, guys. Give me just a minute. It's not often that you'll hear me praise telemarketers, but when it gives me an excuse to get a bottle of water when I need it, I'll take it. I will certainly take it. Let's get into game number 3 of our first series. Man, this is actually a sick one. I mean, just look at the lineups, guys. That's all I'm going to say. Got a lot of sick games tonight. Or today. Spawning the upper right-hand corner of Alcione in the blue. Give it up for Beyond. Why am I getting another? Oh my god. I actually had that call I'm going to have to take back too. It's Beyond from Shopify Rebellion. I forgot to do something really important. His opponent in the bottom left in the red. Give it up for Nightmare. Representing Maturino. I actually had something pretty important I got to take care of here too. So, unfortunately, I'm not going to interrupt this game. I am going to turn my ringer off, and I'm going to get a hold of them in a bit. I'm going to have to take... It's going to take me a little bit to take care of something very important that I'm kind of a bonehead on, and I totally did space something I needed to do actually a couple days ago. So, bear with me. Deal's bad, man. That's all I'm gonna say. Well, a little bit of harass here. Sorry, guys, was a little distracted here. I've literally had a telemarketer, and then I had something actually important. But I am gonna turn my... I'm trying to turn my ringer off here. I want all sounds off, damn it. It's gonna bite me in the ass after. Well, whatever. Here we are. Boomer moment, guys. Not really, but... Well, Nightmare handedly takes a probe, or an SCV apparently. Delay in the CC is evading the Marine. There's even a Marine out. Beyond. A little sloppy here. Nightmare's going to have a free scout with it. He's going to lose the probe most likely. Not before causing a little more chaos. MVP probe. Alright, guys. MVP probe. I think we should name that probe MC. Actually, more fitting than... He's not MVP. That would be an SCV. That was a probe, and he did God's work right there to Beyond. There's going to be another Twilight opener from Nightmare. Beyond going for another Hellion. It's going to be the same thing. And it looks to me like Nightmare is going to clean up not only the Marine, but he is going to get yet another SCV with an even larger delay on the CC. Will he get another Marine with this? You know, everything that Adept does is just money right here. Oh, imagine if it escaped. That would be huge. Second Adept on the way this time. Third Adept being made. I actually don't hate this. This time it's not going to be a Cyclone. It's going to be a Widowmine follow-up. Oh, the Hellion actually eating a lot of damage. Almost dies. Can he get the shot? The answer is maybe. Nope. SCV's going to repair. And, oh, damn close. Still, very good job. Very good job by Nightmare. I almost feel like Beyond was like not paying attention at all right there. Maybe he had the same thing happen to me right there. He had somebody calling up with something really important. He's like, oh, my phone. Oh shit, that probe just killed my SCV. Well, Beyond losing those couple Marines is a little impactful, but still, it ends up being a full medevac with the Widowmine and Hellion. Nightmare is going into Blink. Warp Gate has completed, and he does have a couple Stalkers. He's going 4-gate Blink again, as we saw in the previous game. And the man, Mr. Nightmare, is going to scout at least part of this. Alright, Blink is not going to be done for some time. Stalkers are going to scout this, or be in position for this medevac force to retreat for now. That being said, it's the Hellion over here. Great job by Nightmare. He's forced Beyond back. Alright, that's classic Beyond strat. Beyond going back to the Zunlaga Watchtower with the Widowmine. And he is just going into... Okay. It's going to be a 3-Rax follow-up, but for now it's looking like a 2-on-1. It's feeling like a 2-on-1. It's really just where he's at the moment. Beyond should be going right into stem after. Oh, Widowmine is going to be taken down after getting the Adept, but still decent holds, decent positioning. But the Hellion is going to be annoying. Wow, even the Hellion's deflected. Nightmare's playing very well. Still 0-0. Oh no, I'm sorry. It is 1-1. I got distracted with a phone call, Matt Mazzola. Yeah, it's 1-1. Beyond took it on Site Delta, and Nightmare took it on Oceanborn. Sorry about that, guys. I literally had 2 phone calls distract me. And after this game, I have to unfortunately take care of something. At least return a phone call. Ugh. Alright, Nightmare getting some decent pressure on over here. Taking out a few units, but nice blink back. Not quite like game number 2, but he's still doing some good moves. He's kind of heading at a different timing. Beyond with some good tank defense here, though, at least. But earlier on. Ooh, really good pickup micro from Nightmare. Just keeping a little pressure on, a bit at a time. Not a lot of units back home. It's kind of normal for this matchup. Starting to get Storm in charge again, going into a forge again. Stim is going to finish here, though. Ooh, the tank up here is going to be a bit of a problem. If he had another blink, I kind of wouldn't hate it, because there's not a lot of bio, though. It's truthfully not. That being said, oh, it's because this medevac's going across. That's a very injured medevac. And if you guys remember anything from the previous games, Nightmare's usually had High Templar lurking around for feedbacks, and one feedback could probably just kill his medevac. From the looks of it. Oh, and he just happened to move out of position, Nightmare. Oh no, the drop's coming in and he's out of position here. He knows there's a push coming, but imagine if he had the High Templar kind of chilling back there. Doesn't want to waste energy on it, but at the same time, it almost would be worth it just not to have to deal with it. That's just okay, that's why. Yeah, Stalker's already in position. Observer catches this. The Nightmare actually going to be aggressive. He's got a pretty big army. It's not a bad decision. At least keep some pressure on. He has to be careful of the tanks. The Observer is going to be sniped. Ah, Nightmare. I think he could have saved that. I truthfully think he could have saved that. But that said, he already knows where the army was. He saw the tanks weren't sieged. He knows roughly where they are. And from there, we'll see what happens. All right, I like the split with the War Prism. Dion already preparing with Vikings because he's been dying to storms quite a bit in the previous games. Nightmare just kind of camping here. As he takes a 4th base. Oof, this is good stuff. Even getting their Robo Base, so he's transitioning into Colossus after this. Getting all the tools, getting that economy up, and Beyond's just going to try to land his 3rd base. The oversaturation by Beyond. Well, I mean, he just looked. He only has 2 bases. He's got to contest Nightmare right here. Ooh, Sexy Storm. Ghosts are out, however. It's another Ghost Academy build. Forgot to mention that. Yeah, I do. I upload them after the stream. Sometimes I forget. I didn't immediately have it for KSL after, but yeah, I publish my VODs manually, unfortunately. And the reason is because of ladder streams and different things. Between DMCA or me maybe saying something I shouldn't say, I want to make sure my VODs are okay. The results of the games are not known until we cast them, so no. The only people that know are the players. Laracidon. Yeah, I just have to click publish after. I will upload it after for sure. Or it will be published after. It may take me a bit, but I'll definitely do it. If it takes me a bit, it takes me a bit, but yeah, and this will be on my YouTube as well. Nice little snipes from Nightmare here and there. Ian is able to secure his 3rd for now. The army supply is looking favor of Nightmare. It's more what the army is. There's a lot of ghosts here. Thanks for the foul flurry. We got 3 Templar in the 3 High Templar in the War Prism, but Nightmare's gonna disengage for now. All right, we got double Colossi. Oh, yeah, that's a good move. I'm glad he went into double robo this time. He might as well go for more production. There are a good amount of, well, there were a good amount of Vikings. Only 3. And it's good not to have an overcommitment of Vikings, but still, if you get to a lot of Colossi, with how Nightmare was controlling his Blink, Stalker, Micro, and his target firing of them, it might need a little more than that. Still, this is mostly a Gateway Man army, at least on appearances. Alright, with that being said, oh my goodness. Beautiful EMP. Does pick on the Warp Prism a little bit, yeah. But we are going into ship weapons again, and if we remember anything from game number 1, you remember anything from late game PvT in general, depending on your army comps. In the situations, this one looks a lot better for Nightmare than I've seen him in many times in the past, but in this series, these last 2 games have been pretty clean. Oh, does lose the High Templar, though. Tank's good unit. A little bit of a risky play. The Observer's going to see all this, and Dion does not have a Raven this game. Nightmare now going to have to contend with a equally opposing force pretty soon. He is going into double Forge this time, going into triple Stargate. Alright, I like it. Dion now at a 4th base as well. Nightmare's probably going to go consider taking a 5th. Yeah, he is down here. That's a ballsy one to take, but wouldn't recommend it. But, you know, sometimes man's got to do what a man's got to do, you know. All right. Moving on here. Obviously, Nightmare has a bit more of the map, if you will, but, you know, we got the 2 sensor towers. Bion's got some buildings scouting out. Obviously got his annoying Widow Mine placement, etc. Nightmare going to clean up that other sensor tower and missile turret. And as we go into 2-2 for Bion with ship weapons +1. Oh, nice target firing on the Vikings. This is actually pretty good. All right. Nightmare really wants to land these storms, and I can't blame him. All right, he's just going right into Fleet Beacon. He's not going into Disruptors at all. He's target firing the Widow Mine. Nice delay in the sensor, or actually it was a missile turret. It's like, don't hate it all. But now it's going to be 4 Vikings at a time. The whole ship weapons thing and all that. Bion forgetting to go into 3-3. It's actually a pretty big deal for Bio. He's going into ship weapons +2, though. But what I'm getting at is advanced ballistics liberators. You know they'll be coming at some point. But then again, how Nightmare's been playing, I'm not so sure it's going to be that cut and dry. Okay, these rocks were killed before Nightmare. I believe he just barely misses it. And as long as he doesn't have a disastrous eat of a Widow Mine, unfortunately, should be all right. Behind it, we have the trifecta of carriers, which could be good or bad by the looks of it. Let's take a look at the army comp. 10 Vikings are out. Still, it's a lot more Marauders still. So this could bide pretty well. The Fusion Core is going to finish for Nightmare. He is going into 3-3 just now. Or sorry, for Bion. And Nightmare going into his +2 ground armor. 3 carriers have arrived. Alrighty. Alright, Nightmare's just kind of camping here, trying to keep eyes on stuff. He is going to find the big army over here of Bion. Attempting a Zealot run by. Trying to be annoying. Alright, the carriers are starting to max out on interceptors. Zealot's trying to run in and get any damage. Bion's dropping CCs all over the place. Nightmare finding some value here, but that is a planetary fortress. Bion with some really good defenses is going to lose all of his sensor towers now, so he's a little more blind than he was before. Nice plays by Nightmare. Bion actually stemming a bunker. True, Pori. Big true. I totally missed that. That is actually pretty funny. Yeah, it has been a minute for me as well. Don't see that every day. And usually when you do it, it's a Beyond game. Man, I'm so disappointed. I'm going to have to interrupt this just a little bit after, guys. It might take me 5 minutes or so. I forgot to do something very important. Or I wouldn't. We'll put it that way, but I'll be back in a cheeky 5 minutes or so. I have to run down the street real quick. Next door, basically. Alrighty. Getting more carriers out, but now we're going to be into more liberators. We do have the Caduceus reactor. I forgot. I never even learned the name of that. Because we just said, I'm just like, oh, it's the medevac upgrade. Caduceus. Whatever. The medevac upgrade has been researched. The fusion core, not a bad idea for Beyond. So his medevacs will be able to heal at a much quicker rate. In that Blake game, that's very important. He's going into vehicle plating, going into ship weapons +3. That's where things are getting a little spicy. And we got nukes coming, guys. From Beyond. Well, Beyond trying to push on his own over here. This is a massive amount of static. You almost need siege tanks to break that. I mean, obviously it's just photon cannons and batteries, but still, a lot of them. This is a very War of the Worlds looking army over here from Mr. Nightmare. He's got carriers, he's got Colossus, he's got a lot of Zelly boys running around. Nice blink forward, he's going to do some good target firing yet again. Cleaning up one of the orbital command centers. Cleaning up one of the missile turrets. He's going to get the hell out of there. Not bad moves from Nightmare. Nightmare's actually got some good vision, too. That's it. Wow, the observer finally goes down after about, well, I don't know, 7 minutes into the game. Talk about good value for 75 gas. I would say that observer certainly was worth it in a land where you have those tanks. Those situations. It was funny. He was sitting there like right next to a missile turret practically. It's just out of range practically. Was what I found funny about him. Oh no! The 2 High Templar finally go down. It's just too many Vikings. A juicy couple storms that landed before all that came in would have been good to get rid of some of the Vikings, if nothing else. Alright, the Colossi have to be careful not to clump up in these liberation zones. One Zealot's putting pressure on the CC. It's being annoying. Factor to Beyond to deal with. Outside of it, Nightmare is just taking bases. I mean, they're both taking bases, but Nightmare, I think, has been doing a great job in terms of what he's killed. Beyond, obviously, doing more in terms of, you know, numbers, kind of. Not really even. So close. But it's all been army. Nightmare has been taking out infrastructure. He's been doing a lot more damage. Thank you. This was actually... Eddie did more of the organizing in OSC. I did... I don't know if it's Eddie, Javier, and all of them, or mostly Eddie. I'm just kind of here, man. And we're putting some money in. That's about it. But I do appreciate that you guys are enjoying it. So big shout out to them. It's OSC. The top prize, it's not that much for this. I want to see if we can... we didn't do a Matcherino for this one. But this is a $600 tournament, believe it or not. And it's for 600 bucks. We've had days and days and days of this event. As we approach the finals. Is Max Pax playing in this one? No. Wait, no. We have... It's still pretty cool. It's a good one. I don't know why I had to think about that. Mostly the lack of sleep. It's being a lack of sleep. Unless you can blink. This fight is a little strange, but it be what it be. Look at the low worker count at this time of the game, too. I mean, that's not uncommon for late game, but still, like, it is kind of funny to see 69, nice, 64 workers. Nightmare's had a lot of bases for a long time, but he hasn't really been overbuilding workers. Beyond's not really attacked them either. Let's take a look. Only 7 workers fell this entire game. Trigger was playing in this. I can't remember if Trigger was eliminated. We have Mana, we have Christianer, we have Beyond, obviously, Dong Regu, Ryung, Young Yakov. A bunch of people. Who am I forgetting? There's a bunch of people on it, though. Was Spirit in this? I'm just drawing blanks now. It's been going on for a while now. Alright, so look at these positions. Nightmare with a slightly larger army. It's awfully close. These guys are just sharking around. Beyond has the tools, but he's not really able to get out. I wouldn't even hate him nuking this over here. It sounds crazy, but like, no, this base is getting mined out, actually. It's kind of losing relevancy at this point, so disregard. But still, like, Beyond seems like he's, I mean, obviously you have to respect the army, but he hasn't really tried doing any drops. It's not like it's easy to do. Nightmare's got, like, observers everywhere. He's been on top of it. Oh, no, it's scouting High Templar. That's kind of interesting. Literally scouting High Templar, guys. That's pretty funny to see. You don't see that every day. Well, Liberators getting some good work in. And, yeah. We got some Tempest coming out behind it all. Carrier's moving across the map on the other side. He's going for like a carrier hit squad, but if that goes like undefended, that's just a really high value kind of not good army. Alright, these guys are, it's actually feeling like it's as weird as this sounds. From how this game's kind of like turtling out and we have map positions, they're each kind of keeping each other in check, looking for little wins, little value. It's almost feeling like a TVT match at this point. They're both like keeping each other in check because now we got like Tempest, so it kind of feels like siege units. Oh, beautiful EMPs by Beyond. Actually, that was not too bad for Mr. Reaper, man. That was actually a really good engagement on his part. Nightmare. Like here, I feel like it's a battle of patience. It's literally what we're at. It's patience. Who can pick off little things or maybe force a bad fight out of nowhere. And then make like a transition to attack switch, if you will, back when you start trading out units. Alright, we do have a Disruptor out. A couple of Oracles. I actually don't hate the Oracles. In the late game, Oracles can be quite good. Yeah, exactly. It's, the Big Mac has a good point in chat. On both sides, like for Terrans too, it's frustrating. This is a frustrating time in the game. I mean, truthfully, there's a lot of times I enjoy playing late game. But it depends. If you're on an even footing, it can be pretty wild, but it does get frustrating. It almost feels like if it goes on from here, God only knows what you get into. It's when you start seeing battle cruisers and random shit. Alright. Well. Yeah, and the Oracles, well, here I was like liking the Oracles, but he didn't get a rev tag. The biggest thing about Oracles, it's not this shit. It's for rev tags. Terrans have scans, it's like the closest thing is Protoss you got at this stage of the game. Like where observers can be EMP'd and sniped out easier, and there's a million scans, etc., etc. Both players kind of getting a lot of vision, but that's how Protoss can get some extra vision that they ordinarily don't have. Wait, what the hell? What is his air upgrades on? He's on 3? How long does it take to kill a Liberator with, Oh, it's +3 vehicle plating. Huh. Some weird stuff. Seemed like that one carrier in the Tempest couldn't, like... They were, like, lingering to take care of that, Liberator where he didn't want to lose his interceptors and had to disengage with the stop command. That was, pretty weird stuff. Alright, so now it's just basically battle this guy, so it's Liberators and Vikings. And at some point, if the bio gets taken care of too much, and like say it's all the ghosts, like either side of it, it's more to me like you get rid of the bio, you force more of the Liberator Viking nonsense, and then you can comically almost tech switch back into ground units. I mean, Vikings you can land, but they, you know, at this stage things be a little different than how they are earlier. And now Beyond does manage to secure this base in the bottom right-hand corner. They're both on opposing sides, it feels like. Still, Nightmare's been mining more of the map. Look at this bank he's got. Jesus Lord. Nightmare is the bank of Fort Knox over here in this game. He's letting her rip. Well, now. That's a lot of libs behind this. Like, you don't want to walk into... If you see, like, triple circle... Oh, my God. That's like a biohazard sign almost, guys. There's just so many circles here. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a circle jerk. That is the stage of the game. It's a late game PvT. Can we see the resources lost? We'd see more than that. We're gonna see everything lost. But we'll put the tab up too. It's pretty close. Alright, anyway, before I forget, we're gonna take a look at the income. Nightmare's been leading pretty handedly. The only spikes you see from Beyond were basically Mulehammer times. I feel like if Nightmare just holds on to this, look at this, he's got tons of bases to mine out. He's fine. Beyond's is the one sweating it a little more. Especially after Nightmare took the gold base. DT's killing this base, that's massive. Alright, still, I wouldn't hate him to... Okay, he doesn't have Blink. Should have blinked then recalled, honestly, but that doesn't matter. He could just build more shit. He's not fighting with the carriers enough? Yes and no. I think these DTs were a smart play, actually. Oh my God, if he breaks this line with the missile turrets too, that's actually gonna be pretty good. Okay, now we can... Oh man, that would have been a beautiful time to attack with the carriers. Speaking of which, but the Bioforce is pushing the bottom right, taking out a Nexus. Alright, so that's why Nightmare was out of position. Still, the DTs cause enough chaos themselves. Oh my God, they're doing great! The DT's putting in the work over here. I think Nightmare may just take this, guys. It's crazy as it sounds. That quickly, he finally made a decision. He found footing. He found room to grow, and that's why he left a little bit of his supply cap. If you guys noticed earlier, Nightmare was not really maxing out after a while, and Beyond really wasn't either. He wanted a little buffer to build some units, and as he traded a couple out when he was in the air battle, switching into DTs was beautiful. He went in, he found an opportunity to snipe some planetaries, and that is exactly what he did. Very smart plays from Nightmare. Invisible Men putting in the work some more, cleaning up ghosts, cleaning up more units. Beyond has the larger army, but I don't think it matters. Nightmare did lose a lot of workers, but now Beyond losing more and more things. Battle cruisers, 4 battle cruisers coming out. Guys, I told you, this is where it gets crazy and clowny, and Nightmare has to be careful. He sees things getting built. I I don't know if he realizes what they are. He's not going to be able to get that starport just yet. What is Nightmare doing now, though? He does have a good amount of Tempest, and he does have a good amount of Stalkers, and that's not a high count of battle cruisers, obviously. DT's coming back in again. Oh, nice moves by Nightmare, though. Battle cruiser operational. Where are they? Okay, never mind. The existing unit needs to be canceled. I don't know about that. Like, that's the same thing as a pylon getting killed. And you have something in production. And it's sitting there. That, I don't know about that. Change the Big Mac. But other than that, I'm just going to have to go ahead and see what happens here. Because now we're getting potentially toward the end of it. The battle cruiser's pushing into this base, which is mostly static defense. Storm's actually doing okay on the BCs, but the Arctosis pylon, not like this. Guys, it all comes crashing down with the most Arctosis pylon for something that the battle cruisers even would have had some... They would have at least bought some time and done a lot of damage to them. Comic Week going down for Nightmare. Still DTs. Moving in here. Well, Nightmare getting a bunch of SCVs though. Blink is on cooldown, so he can't, or Shadow Stride rather. He couldn't blink out of there. He's getting a lot of worker damage though. And that said, look at the army supplies. Nightmare's catching up here. A lot of it is BCs for Beyond now, but still, I think Nightmare's going to be able to deal with... The Vikings are more scary than the BCs, I feel like, with his army. The reason being, he's got a lot of Tempest. He's going into Tempest and Immortal. Beyond losing more workers. It's getting kind of closer than it should in some ways, but I feel like Nightmare's just got the right things to deal with this more so. Other than Disruptors. Because this Bioforest and Vikings, heaven forbid they land, one big juicy Nova cleans up a lot of clumped up Vikings pretty easily. Alright. More battle cruisers on the way. And yeah, this is brunt of the fight. Just battle cruiser harass over here. Nightmare is going to lose that base, which is unfortunate, but Beyond had all these extra CCs, but I don't understand why you'd still build more after. Like, you could have definitely floated one in between. You might have even done that. It's a planetary, so that leads me to believe he actually built that fresh. Okay, if he takes out all these Vikings without losing the Tempest and carriers, he's okay. But now, I mean, what am I even saying, guys? Look at the bank. The bottom line is, look at this bank. Nightmare has an insane base. Like, Beyond can take this base. He can deny this base, too, for, like, quite a long time. Nightmare is trading pretty efficiently, as you can see here. Very efficiently. And, on top of it, he's got money for days. He's a very, very rich man. I mean, I don't know. We still got a game. Mistakes can be made. Throws can happen. But I feel like this very heavily favors Nightmare. And I wish I could tell you something else. Because look at this bank. When you're in the late game and you're contesting bases like this, and you can honestly just take this base if you want to after. Hell, he wants Beyond to take it for a bit. It's just an extra base for him to just go kill. And it's going to cost Beyond money to secure it. YOLO BC teleport 100%. But still, Nightmares, again, it's the Vikings and stuff. Actually, BC's with a teleport and Yamato cannon, that's different. Nightmare, let's take a look at his Tempest count. He's at 13. Does have 14 Stalkers and 3 carriers. 10 High Templar. Funnily enough, Storms won't impact that fight if all the rest of this gets chiseled out and ends up in mass BCs. Oh, 1 DT putting pressure on up here. Kind of cute. How many immortals, actually? We have one immortal. Only one immortal and a colossi somewhere derped in this eye. I didn't even see the colossus. There's so much shit clumped up here. 2 colossi. I mean, honestly, more BCs is not a bad idea. How many BCs in 11? All right, well, Nightmare sees how many BCs they are. You might even want to just kill some stuff and trade, because he's going to need Tempest. Like, when you're at this stage of upgrades, that's where Stalkers don't do as well against battle cruisers. Literally, we're talking ship weapons and plating +3. That ground weapons stuff is not going to work out as well. And here comes the teleport. And in a meme's notice, all these Yamato cannons are here. And what is it seems to be a cool strategy is I'm kind of with the Big Mac there. It is a little broken. I know Terran players that kind of agree about Battlecruiser Teleport. I think many of us agree on Battlecruiser Teleport, but still, it's not going to matter. As I said, Nightmare's got too much. I wouldn't have hated him, but again, he's lost some bases, come to think of it. He's not mining a ton of gas. He has more. But I wouldn't have hated him dropping more starports when you see, or stargates. Because worst case, you end up going into like 6 or 7 Tempest production. It's expensive, but you can have them out at once. So for whatever reason, if those Yamatos hit really heavily, you're just fine. Bion gonna go try to take this base out. You know what's funny? You can even cancel it. Doesn't matter. And now I think battle cruisers are not. Oh, wow. He waited for that to finish. In this base trade, pretty sure our Protoss player is going to be fine. And if he trades out the Stalkers, like I said, though, it's a matter of... Bion's going to go try to take this again. He only has the 3 Stargates. So that's where the critical mass BC could be a thing. Or Ghost. Thought I heard it, dude. Starport's getting taken out. That's actually pretty big. I mean, we still have more stuff, but at the end of the day, it's pretty significant pickings for Nightmare. Nightmare's going to take the bottom right base, which is pretty well mined out from all the meal hammering. Oop. Stalker's getting recalled. Nightmare not really building anything. Nightmare, you got a bank, bro. Just start building units. Build more Tempest. It's a rare case where I'd say, hell, even build a couple carriers. He's going to go for Stalkers. All right. In a way, I don't hate it, but I don't know. I think he should have kept up a little more Tempest production. Get some Immortals or something with stopping power for ground. Here and there. Oh, the Storm's coming in before trying to preemptively storm. Photon Cannon's going to be a factor here. And because they teleported in, these BCs are going to be taken out pretty heavily. Nice move. Oh, after all, it was not a bad bait for Nightmare. Bion's just kind of desperately trying to do something. And that's what I'm saying. If you have the right army comp, the late game is certainly not a problem for Protoss. It's just annoying. I'm seeing the complaints in there. It's not for free, the Big Mac. I think at different levels, but at the same time, we see a lot of times this isn't the case. And Bion kind of got trapped into stuff. But I don't think BCs were the play at all. That's the big thing. Yeah, exactly. Bion doesn't have any gas mining. He doesn't have anything. This is it. He's going full send. Bion can only build Marines. And his very expensive army is basically all going to be like pure Marine. Which, ironically, I almost feel like he'd be better off in after from some of the trades instead of going into battle cruisers. Imagine if he, like, doubled down in bio and went and did some, like... He doesn't feel like he's playing, like, the trademark Beyond style that I personally like. My favorite Terran player. Getting in a scrappy situation. He needed to be doing crazy drops and stuff, but what he's got is battle cruisers coming across the map. I think we're seeing Beyond cosplay as Maru, guys. And it ain't working out so well. But I think it's just this situationally in this game. We're 40 minutes in. I just don't see how Nightmare loses. I mean, 13 workers. It's been a long tournament. I don't blame him. And I love Beyond. But mate, It's the late game. Like, it'd be different if it was at 40 minutes into this game. Remember how I had to make a phone call? Or, like, at least, or go do something before? Well, I didn't expect the 40-something minute late game PvT. This is a sick game, though. To be honest, this is a pretty good series. Alright, I think we may be approaching the final engagement. Dion does have a massive army, but he's going to be walking into Storms and Colossus and Tempest and Stalkers. And that's just it. GG is called. Nightmare is going to take it on Alcione in a 2-1 over Bion. And what a hell of a series. What a hell of a series. How you guys doing? Our next series coming up is going to be... I have to go do something. Again, I may be up to 5 minutes, and it sucks. I know there's a bunch of you here wanting StarCraft. This is the OSC Masters Cup, number 148. And we are kind of starting almost toward the 24-hour thing, which I may not be now, because I actually planned this before, so we inadvertently had some more with only the breakup of IEM, which I don't think I'm going to be casting today, guys. Little under the weather. I kind of overdid and didn't get much sleep, so I'm probably not going to be doing the qualifiers as much as I love all my NA guys, and there's going to be people I might decide to. We'll see. But yeah, guys, if you can hang on, I will be back in a bit. I really have to take care of this. In the meantime, if it takes too long, I'll try to put something on for you. But I do need at least a little bit, all right? And we will be right back. Well, that was easier than I thought. Vienna had no winning this game. I mean, Huey, you're not wrong. It did feel like he was hanging in there a little longer, but when you're in that much, it's kind of rough. Let's go to Dong Regu versus Mana. Everybody ready? Well, that's the thing is what makes Bion a really good player. I just usually against Protoss too. Yeah, everybody has their off days, right? And I'll admit it, even though Bion's my favorite Terran, the kind of Bion I like to see is when he's in crazy YOLO drop mode. If he channeled his TVT, or that TVP, I mean, he comes up with some cool stuff sometimes in those situations, but it just, Nightmare, I feel like Nightmare did just kind of outplay him. He got to it was the army comp for sure, but how he got there. Nightmare had everything he needed to deal with. I don't understand the battle cruiser moves. That was kind of not the play. All right, anybody, let's go to game number 1. We got a PVZ now, and a good one at that. Played with a lot of ping. In this case, spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Oceanborn from Team Liquid. He's Mr. YouTube man now for Protoss, other than Hearthstone. It is our Polish Protoss, Mr. Mana. His opponent in the upper left, in the red. Give it up for Dong Regu, our red Zerg player. Who, rumor has it, I don't know if I want to bring up that joke in this tournament, but he likes to put things in certain kinds of pasta sauces. That's all I'm saying, guys. Oh, no, never mind. I'm sorry. That was another player. That was Dong Ragu. Dong in Ragu. Not Dong Regu. We all know DRG. Pretty cool player. Pretty good Zerg. And literally an OG of OGs. One of the oldest guys we got. Out of what we'll call the Rat Pack of Korea. So this should be a fun one. Alright, Dong Regu is just forced to take his triangle third. Nothing crazy. And that be it. Hey, thanks for the follow, Fear. Or follow the raid, Fear. I'm a little tired. Hope you had a good stream. And I gotta do something quick, because I decided to change some things. When I have tournaments, I shouldn't have those giant-ass alerts, so that's gonna be fixed. But, yeah, I hope you had a good stream, but thank you. Alrighty. Getting into it, looks like we're probably going into, well, we don't even have our second pylon right yet. This could be a Twilight build from Mana. I doubt it, but at the same time, from the positioning, I would not be surprised if we actually get a Twilight opener. Just kidding. Ah! Look at the gas. Is it? Nope, it's gonna be Stargate. Just kidding, guys. That gas bank tipped it off to me, even though the Cyber Core wasn't done. He couldn't spend any gas if he wanted to. What would have been cool to see by the pylon placement. Dong Regu, a very good, but very honorable Zerg player. I usually call him pretty honorable Zerg player. I think that's why Mana placed his pylon there. Additionally, it's going to sound crazy. Push comes to shove, he could drop a shield battery if he needed to. It was just kind of, I feel like that's a safe move, because usually you're going to have your, you know, your pylon forward position a little more for an Oracle. All right. See what we get here. 2 Adept Arenos going to shade out and try to find some damage. Mana taking an interesting path. That's like going way out of Overlord position. But will these Lings make it here before this Adept comes? Nope, there's even going to be the Oracle. Mana is going to cheek this out a bit. Well, that's a little unlucky timing. All right, the Adept's coming in with the Oracle. Whoa, but there's 3 queens. Still, Mana debating some shots. That's actually some sick plays, but he is going to risk losing the Oracle. Still, that's a lot of lost mining time. And ultimately, well, losing the 2 Adepts, does he get... If he keeps this alive, it's still kind of not really totally worth it, considering that Oracle only has 16 HP. Second Oracle is going to join the fight. But the lost mining time kind of adds up for a little bit at least. Still, all the Lings are coming back. These Oracles need to come back defensively. And he's going to go chase the Overlord with all these... Oh, no, that's a free Overlord donation. Or free Stalker donation, rather. The Overlord's going to just sit there laughing at everybody. Look at you, Protoss. Look at you. You thought you could kill me. It's actually a 200 IQ, 40 chess move from our Zerg player. And actually, no, this was more of a mistake from Mana, to be honest. Unfortunately, for the amazing Polish Protoss. I don't think that was the trades we're looking for as we take a look at it. Yeah, 2 Stalker donation made the drone damage 100% not worth it at the end of it. He did keep his 3rd base, though. It wasn't that scrappy, where he lost his 3rd base to not much. So, at the end of it, it's not like the end of the world, but still, 2 Stalkers are a bit big when you're going blink. And I do like that it's a 3 Oracle build, at least. He's keeping 1 Oracle out. Ooh, sorry. Keeping 1 Oracle out. Excuse me, guys. Again, not a lot of sleep. Feeling a little under the weather. Yeah, now he's doing exactly what I was... Caster Curse, man. Sentry over here is going to be kind of nice. Might want to cancel this... Oh, it doesn't cancel the pylon. That's a kill. He's going to try to force a cancel on this hatchery. 3 Oracles health positioned. You guys gotta be careful though. One of these Oracles is really low on HP. It's the one from the original push. For the follow-up, Globenerf. And I fucked up my thing. Bear with me. I did something in a haste. Ah, there we go. It's fixed. Thank you for the follow. All right, big Ling Inquisition over here. We do have some force fields available. Or at least a force field available, soon to be 2. And a nice wall from Mana. He's not going to be able to take a super early 4th base with this amount of Lings, and we do have melee +1 finishing up with Glial Reconstitution, another Evo, and a Baneling Nest coming down for our Korean Zerg player. And Mana doesn't really have... Okay, he's going Robo follow-up. I'm guessing he is going to go Colossus here. Mana does like Disruptors too, but realistically, with this high of a Ling count, he's got to be going Colossus. Some roaches being made just now. And the Lings are going to jump right across this. That kind of like jutting out exposed gateway. Gives a lot of surface area of attack. Alright, centrifugal hooks being researched with Carapace. It's actually going into Carapace. In a way, I really don't hate it for Dong Regu to do that. We do have +1, but Mana on the 3 bases, going into all this tech, he's forgetting his +2. And we're going to be against a double upgraded Zerg. That means that a Templar Archives following up. The Robo Bay did finish up. We don't see a Colossus. We don't see Disruptors. I really don't see why he'd go Disruptors right now, honestly, anyway. But I wouldn't hate to see a Colossus come out before, but he doesn't really have... I mean, he's got the money for it. Okay, he's going Disruptors. He's expecting the Roach Ravager follow-up. Dong Regu is usually an expert at Ling run buys. He's very patient. And he does like that Ling Bling style of play. Stasis Ward's not bad. If it was the Roaches, I think it would have been a little better. But at the same time, there's a lot of Stalkers here. So I guess getting more of the Lings isn't too bad for Mr. Mana. Because, well, these Roaches aren't upgraded, and Mana lets him kill the Nexus. Not like this. He could be playing on the West Coast server. So usually if you're playing a match between a Korean and European player, it's going to be played on the West Coast United States or the Central United States servers because of ping. It's about as fair as you can get. And unfortunately, Mana can't take this late 4th base. The fact that he lost... Oh my god, Mana! Does cancel this time at least, but it's not looking good for the, our Polish Protoss friend here this game. I hate to say it. I mean, I guess if he could somehow get some massive army supply up, he does have tier 3 tech. Does have a Templar Archives going into Disruptors. I don't know why he's building an Immortal now, but I mean, with one Immortal, don't hate it. But we've got a Lurker Den and Hive coming down. Dong Ragu's just setting up and just playing a good macro game and doing a great job. Killing that Nexus was not just the Nexus, it's everything with it. Mana has been still building probes for a bit, so he's at 70 workers, which I guess at the end of the day isn't too bad. All right, Mana trying to get some damage done, dealing a bit over here. Dong Ragu had his whole army. I will say this, Dong Ragu had his entire army up there. This Warp Prism looks like it could go down to a swift breeze, however. Oh, wait. Does he get the Lurker Den? We got Vipers coming out. If he gets the Lurker Den, that's huge. The Warp Prism is going to be targeted and is going to go down, but he is going to get the Lurker Den. So in a moment's notice, Mana actually may have found himself some footing in this game, a little bit anyway. He's even going to clean up some of these roaches because of the upgrades. Is Mana just going for a full send push? No, he lost the Warp Prism. I wouldn't hate some more like Disruptors, Colossus. He's going more another Immortal, but like, why no Colossus? He's got double Robo too. He's not pumping out of them. At least like 2 Colossus, I think, would be good with extended Thermal Lance. Lurker Den's gonna be remade, but that did a lot. Delayed the production of Lurkers. It delayed Seismic Spines and Adaptive Talons from being researched. Mana is going on the aggressive though. He does have the army supply advantage. There's gonna be a lot of Banelings and stuff, but this is like mostly... Oh! Juicy Nova on the right. Another Juicy Nova, not the greatest one, but still, this army's gonna mostly tank. The Hydras, funnily enough, are gonna do more of a damage point to these Archons and Immortals and such. Shields have been damaged on some, but ultimately it is a good push, and Dong Ragu's forced to pull his workers. Meanwhile, there's a Zealot run by on the other side, so Mana finding a great spot in this game and actually making some really good decisions from a very rough position. Because you know what? That was a really calculated attack. It's not over, but it's looking rough for our Zerg player as time goes on. Some Lurkers getting more, but Viper's good unit. We don't have any High Templar morphed in here. Zealot's running by. That's a massive stasis ward, by the way. 2 Lurkers are right here. Oh, all the balls are dropping. There's no Observer right here. Okay, that's a big problem. So he's going to have to disengage. Does clean up a base. The Lings right here. Going to get a free Disruptor. A decent warping. Zealot's picking off a few of the Zerglings. Well, that didn't go so well for Mana, but still, he's in an alright spot. The fact that we didn't have an Observer, the Oracles with the army, was kind of a little rough. There's 1 Oracle remaining. I wouldn't hate 1 Observer. I know you need Oracles, at least like an Oracle, or probably 2 at this point, but still having 1 Observer, it's not bad, even for picking off creep with your army, expecting to lose it. That said, another Warp Prism, another Disruptor's being built. We got a Static Defense Farm being made, but these are Adrenal Glands Zerglings. Adaptive Talons being researched. We do have Seismic Spines already. Mana, we gotta be careful, man. He went from a great position to not so great. He only has +1. He hasn't even gotten +2, is the crazy thing. So these upgrades are gonna be a factor pretty soon as ranged attacks increase for our Zerg. And I went silent not because of audio issues. It was nose issues. I figured you guys didn't want to hear Streamer blowing his nose, so I'm trying to mute. Alright, nice rep tags after all, but a little late. Still, I think these lurkers are going to go down pretty handedly, too, but still. Mana losing a lot of army right there. War Prism, Mana's not paying attention. He's had some great potential, and he's gotten some good damage, but I think it could have been a little better if he was paying a bit more attention. Unfortunately, that War Prism going down is not exactly the greatest play for our man. From Team Liquid. Alright, with that said, we have more Stargates coming down. Carriers have arrived, and this is a spot where I do like it for Mana. He is going into air upgrades. Tech-wise, he was doing pretty good. And he did get some observers. Notice how now everybody's like, yeah, you know, you can't really get observers is a common consensus. But no, you need them, man. After losing a lot of that army and losing that fight that he totally won. Like, if he just had vision that whole time, those lurkers were toast, and he traded way better. But I think he's learned his lesson. There's a lot of Hydras here, though, now. So the Vipers and the Hydras gonna certainly be annoying for Mana. Alright. And, well, I like the Spire going down for Dongregu too, but... Oh no! Oh no, the Oracle! Not like this. Oh, Oracle getting some information. Oh, excuse me. Well, the Zealot run by is going to be scouted by the Lings retreating. And Mana pulls him back. In the defend, he's trying to take this base. At the 2 o'clock position. Dongregu. Oh my god, can I fucking talk today, guys? Dongregu actually kind of denied a lot of creep throughout this game. I gotta say, like, his creep spread is not where it normally would be in games like this, and a lot of times I feel like. So Mana has been doing a good job on creep control, at least, or keeping him back, especially after those fights, so even when they went a little scrappy. But here's where it gets rough. We got carriers out. We got Vipers, though. Abducts, not parasitics. Oof. Still gonna lose 2 carriers. That's very expensive to lose. Storms. I'm gonna make the Hydras respected, at least. Only gets 1 lurker. I like the choice to pull the boys, but the Ling in here, only 1 Ling being a menace. An absolute damn menace. I don't know, eating your Archon in there, mate. There's not a lot of interceptors. That means another carrier's going down. Some storms gonna be cast over here. Oh no, the last one goes down. Oh man, Mana, not like this. I really don't like this fight, guys. The Disruptor, okay, he's trying to debate it out, but if you had the carriers already here, I'd say that's a little different. What are we doing, mate? These Immortals are even dying to the Lurkers. Oh my god. Usually use them to fight the Lurkers a bit. But this army definitely sucks against Hydras mostly. And you factor Lurkers in. Oh, nice Novas, though, on the back flank of it. I do like that. Still Mana putting on a scrappy game here. You should probably take this base. I mean, all his probes are here, but if he could have dropped it behind it all. I know he's spending a lot of money. I mean, he could get up the army, but I'm more worried about his economy because he's been mined out of several, you know, he's got multiple bases mined out. His main's totally done. So he's on like kind of 1 to 2 bases, basically, is what it feels like. More toward 2. If it was complete saturation. Alright, oh no, the Lurker's jumping on top of this again. There's no detection. Now that Observer's even going to go down too in it, but all the Lurkers are going down, I think. We might be in some trouble here on Team Mana, guys. We should have done some predictions. GG is called, and Dongregu takes it in a very scrappy game number 1. These have been some sick games, though. Like, let's be honest here. The Beyond Nightmare series was really good. All right. Game number 2 coming up, guys. Give me just a minute. And also, again, this is the OSC Masters Cup, number 148. Real quick before we go, we were just on Oceanborn. SOS versus Christianer's coming up. Man, poor SOS can't catch a break and get an off race. That's going to be a rough one for him. Ryung versus Dion after. And then we have our Game 5, which is the winner of SOS or Christianer versus the loser of Mana or Dong Regu, which we're just getting into. But guys, give me just a minute. Again, congestion, tired, all that stuff. We got some really good shit coming up. All right, guys. Let's get into game 2. Let's see if we get anything to shake it up here. I think Mana's probably mauling after that first game. Wouldn't you agree? Come on, load up here. All right, here we are. How you doing, Flood Advisor? Anyway, spotting in the upper right-hand corner. The man needs 2 points to advance in the upward side. In the blue, give it up for Team Liquid's Mana. Mr. Polish YouTube man. And his opponent in the bottom left. He's Korean. Give it up for Dong Regu. 2 OGs, really, if you think about it. Mana and Dong Regu. I like veterans of the game at this point. Ay, ay, ay. And guys, if you convince me enough, or if we don't have a ton of casters, I don't know how I'm going to have the energy, but I might actually consider casting IEM qualifiers tonight. I have to do some setup after. I planned on it before, but I thought about it. I go, Roddy's going to be staying up casting it. You know what I'm saying? If we have like a full house, I'm pretty sure Steadfast is going to cast it. Who knows? We'll probably have Beowulf and Zombie Grub and everybody. So it's alright to take a break every so often, you know? And tomorrow I'm going to be doing more OSC. So I'm hoping to make some time for family and stuff tomorrow. Alright, with that said, 20 Nexus, 20 Core standard game. Nothing too surprising here. For our second one for an opener. My curiosity is going to be, what does Mana do to this game? Dong Regu opening more standard here. Is he going to go for a Twilight build? That's what I want to know. It doesn't look like it, but we'll see. Or is Dong Regu going to pull some special sauce out? And has he actually been studying and practicing with Dark? That is the question. Again, I gotta figure out what's going on with my mouse settings. I think I had to adjust it for something else. Might mess with that in between something because I'm tired of this jumping around nonsense. Looks like it is a Stargate opener after all. Metabolic boost on the way for Dong Regu Mana. Playing it out here. Oh, we had like 4 Jumi. Trying to think Terran-wise. We had Baby Marine. Special, I invited Special. He declined, and we had Baby Marine, actually, earlier on. I believe Han Mono and Cure. I want to say Cure. I thought Cure. No, it was Beyond. For some reason, I thought Cure was in it, but I think he may not have been. I'll have to take a look back. After all. And I gotta say, it's been fun. It's been a lot of good games. Honestly, funnily enough, Eddie and I were on the same page. I was kind of thinking, like, well, if Special can't make it. Baby Marine was on my list. He's a fun guy. Or as I call him, the better-looking Rainer. Jokingly to, you know, seems like a really nice kid. Anytime I've had to deal with him in tournaments, at times I remember years back I forgot he was Rainer's brother. Anyway, you know, just how it be. Gamers gaming, you know. And so it's gonna be a standard opener for Mana after all. Dong Regu doing the same. He's going to do it. He's going 2 oracles this time, I think. Not really rushing his third. Okay. He's going for that Twilight first. So he could be going for something cheeky like Resonating Glaives instead. I wouldn't be surprised from what we're seeing here. Good amount of Lings, though. And losing that Adept earlier could be a problem. But 2 oracles should deter this. Doesn't want to donate a ton of Lings to 2 oracles. That would be some value. Forget the larva, forget the rest of it. It's like arguably more than 2 hatcheries if you count the one that went down too. Ooh, even better, guys. Look what it is. It's a DT drop that hits differently, guys. So it's Stargate. This is a 200 IQ play from Mana. Do we have a layer? We don't have any spores. Well, we have 2 spores. This is actually really cool. Oh, the Stalker is going to be never more important than right now for Mana. He's going to have to be thinking about it. Other than Micro and the Oracles. Mana, you're going to have to... Yeah. Because there's a blind spot in the Stalker. If it was just right-clicked on it, it loses vision. It's going to not attack... it's not going to attack the Overlord, so he denies the Scout after all. Zealots and Adepts coming in. He's going to recall the Oracles. Do we have a Warp Prism on the way? We do not. Ooh, these Lings getting a lot of damage, though. A lot of damage, though. Lair is on the way. Honestly... Dude, he's doing everything to try to, like, hide what he's doing. And, well, we lost an Oracle somewhere in there because that all happened in an instant. Maybe the mind games aren't going to work out, guys, because at this time the layer is going to be done in a moment. There's spores for days. I feel like, well, Roach Warren is not quite done. Lings are going out. Don't see the Warp Prism. Okay, 4 DT's hitting. Unless this is just, like, emotional damage. I honestly feel like this is not going well for Mana this game. Oh, does the pylon drop in time? It does! It's gonna buy a little bit of time. Wait. DTs are out in different positions. Overseer is gonna be made. The DTs are getting a lot of drones, but he's not morphing them into Archons. And the Lings are going to break through the wall because we were totally focused on this side. 12 drones or not. I think this is a bit of a problem. The DT going to help out in the fight, but it's just a couple of Zelly boys. Honestly, I don't think this is going too well for Mana. GG's called, and it's a 2-0. How sad. Mr. Mana is taken out. What looked really cool did not end up going so hot. Oh. Maybe he was just having a rough day. So, Dong Regu takes it on Alcione. It's a 2-0. And looking at the Big Mac in chat, the game's unplayable for Protoss. It has nothing to do with the fact that you took a very, very long break, my friend. Nothing at all, right? Is that what you're saying? Look, you can look at it that way to Big Mac, or you can say, look, I play the hard race. At your level. You know? That's the way you can look at it. Wait a minute, what? Guys. Hold on, I just saw something. So ironically, these games were played in advance, guys. Guys, you want to know something weird? I just have to bring this up. I just saw it on my Twitter. Number one, I never see him on Twitter. Guess who's streaming on Twitch when they just stopped streaming? And we have Beyond on Twitch, guys. That I never thought I'd. That makes no sense to me. That just blew my mind. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, that's funny. I'm sorry. I gotta troll Beyond a little bit. All right, guys. So that was a little quicker one than the first series. Let's be real. But we have a PvP now, and this isn't just any PvP, guys. This is something like out of Bizarro World, I feel like. But it is 2023. And we have two guys I really like. One, yeah, it's been a while. He's had military service with my favorite Protoss of all time. I'd say for, like, you know, thinking back of the OGs and stuff. Versus Christianer. We have SOS versus Christianer. I hope you guys are hyped. I hope this is a clown fiesta. At the same time, I'm kind of worried for SOS. Christianer is quite a madman in PvP. We have yet another Polish Protoss. Very excited for this one, guys. Here we are, spawning in the upper left-hand corner of Oceanborn in the pink, representing Blazer. It is our pink Polish Protoss, Christianer. And his opponent in the bottom right, he has a barcode, but if you look at his team, it is SOS. Winner of 2 BlizzCons. It looks like both are going for a high ground. So we are likely to see a 2-gate opener from both of them. All right. And funnily enough, we'll see what happens. Alrighty. Alright, as we get into it, it is a pretty standard opener. They're both just going for gate scouts, being a little harassing, doing a little scouting in here. Nothing too exciting for the moment, but I want to see what the builds are. And I want to see where... So far, no proxies either. That doesn't mean anything. PvP is a very, very clowny, volatile matchup. Let's be real, guys. But with these two, I think anything's possible. And I'm wondering how Cristiano was feeling playing this. I want to message him. He's probably busy hanging out with his girlfriend or preparing for stuff. I want to see if that kid's up. Like, Cristiano, how did it feel playing SOS? Because I'm sure you don't get to have that happen much. He's had to play tons of tough opponents, but it's the fact of the history of it, you know? I'm sure the young lad has some respect for this guy. All right, SOS going for a probe over here. He may actually proxy something. I wouldn't be surprised. He could be hiding it just to get some scouts. Cristiano going for the... Oh, yeah, he's going Mass Adepts. So this has been popularized lately. And SOS, is this going to be over quickly? I hope he leaves this probe up here. Okay, he is. He is. All right, the Adepts going back a bit. Cristiano just building more Adepts. I think SOS might just drop a pylon. Yeah, he's going to go for a gate. It's a proxy gate. No Twilight Council or anything going down. Oh, no, SOS. We donate the probe. All right, still it's 4 Stalkers punching out here. 2 more are going to go right before Warp Gate. The Adepts are kept at bay back here. There's no shield battery. It needs even more Adepts. 4 Adepts should win that fight, but the other one does pop. Ooh, actually, that's where stuff gets interesting. There's no resonating glaives yet or anything like that. There is a robo behind this. Ooh, one of the Stalkers is going to fall. SOS is going to disengage. It's enough Adepts where the DPS gets higher. It's not so much what... They're not, like, super tanky. It just ends up in a weird spot. With resonating glaives, they're obviously way better. But at the end of the day... we have a couple more Stalkers in. It's Gateway Gate versus Gateway for now, but again, the Robo's out after, so we are sure to see Immortals. But it is slow warpings. No Immortal just yet. 2 Stalkers are here. Some of these Stalkers are very badly injured. SOS is going to have to be careful. He still has the probe here. Nothing down at the natural just yet, and I kind of don't hate it. As long as he's paying attention, SOS. SOS. Oh, drops the pylon. Still 4 Adepts do some good DPS comparatively. If it was 2, it's another story, but 4, he's just buying time, basically. Still, this is very aggressive from SOS. 4, oh my god, 4 Adepts, though, also on the flip of it, do insane damage to workers. You can clean this the hell up. There's no boys pull on this. But there's no target fire. Nexus is going down. The Big Daddy Immortal, well, no, it's back up there. There's no more production, but it's more about killing the workers at this point. SOS, not supply block, because Cristiano is, but there's no tech being researched. There's no blink, no charge. I almost wouldn't hate charge at this point, because it's a robo, which SOS doesn't know about. I mean, I think he's going to go to blink, but he doesn't have anything. Another Nexi going down. You have Big Daddy Immortal. So it's a lot of Stalkers. Damn lot of Stalkers. The War Prism, though, makes it a bit trickier. Nice target firing by SOS. I think SOS may just take this, guys. Cristiano lost the Nexus. And I think this is going to be another one. Oh, that's a kill, not a cancel. Let's do Nexi. Cristiano's going to micro his heart out, but there's reinforcements. Blink's on the way. Not that it matters. We do have a slow warping pylon right here. I don't see how Cristiano gets back in this game. I've seen it happen. Yeah, that's a little rough. Take a look at the trades. 2 Nexi, 8 Adepts, 1 Sentry, 3 Stalkers, 2 Probes. For 12 Probes, 4 Stalkers, 2 Pylons. But 2 Pylons as well for Cristiano. He has no choice but try to expand again. SOS even going for a robo of his own. I bet you he's going to get an Observer. He might get a War Prism, but I think he's going to get an observer just in case, because he's like, well, this guy's so behind, he's going to have to go DTs. But that may not be the case. All right. Oh. Nice. Nice aggression, target fire. GG's called SOS taking game number 1. Pretty decisively. That was a scrappy one. I don't think Cristiano will be out just yet. Just a thought. Bear with me again just a second. Oh, I'm muted. I'm sorry, guys. Jesus Christ, I forgot to unmute again. Thank you, Get You Nash, the Stampede. Oh, man, rip. It's been a minute since I've done that. I'm unmuted now, though. But yeah, SOS and Cristiano. Rip. Not much happened, at least, but... No, it's all good. I appreciate you guys. I'm like hopped right back in. I'm like, I need a second, and I apparently didn't hit my audio interface fast enough. But first game was on Oceanborn. This one we're in Hecate. SOS up a point. But realistically, it was a mere build. Nothing too much to report. Kind of embarrassing. What can you do is laugh about it. I will say, in between this game, I'm gonna make some coffee. Luckily, that other thing I handled with a phone call for now. Which makes it easier. Yeah, I'm running on fumes, guys. You'll have to excuse me for the coffee. I should have made like a fresh pot. I was like reheating coffee earlier just to get going. And I need it. Streamer needs the coffee. All right. Hey guys, I also thought of something. You know what's kind of crazy? The fact that I'm going to Atlanta for 2 days. I keep treating it like I'm going to be there for 3 days. Like, I'm not staying Thursday. I kind of screwed the pooch on that one. I'm like, oh yeah, we're gonna, I could do this. It won't be that bad. That kind of sucks. Because most of it, I'm not going to get in till like, by the time I make it to my hotel, it's going to be like 4 on Friday. Rip. And day 3 is the finals. Oh man, yeah, I kind of fucked up. Oh well. I didn't think of that until just last night, guys. I'm like, well, that old saying, haste makes waste, comes into play. Looks to be pretty similar. Stalker Sentry openers for both. Actually, not so much. Cristiano's going to have Blink earlier, and it's going to be a Stargate opener from SOS. I don't think this is going to accomplish much. It's just going to be defensive Stalkers. I think the Stargate was scouted by the hallucination. Yeah, so the Oracle's basically just delaying his Blink. Let's be real here, guys. I mean, it could come in useful after, but he's only going 1 Oracle, so it's like a 150 mineral investment. Actually, it's a 300 gas investment and 300 mineral investment from maybe finding some damage and mostly just having rev tags. Maybe a stasis ward. I mean, you could always build another one. Maybe he can get Phoenixes later on. A little easier if there's disruptors or something, but that's about it. I've been not liking, you know, for guys like them, at this level, StarCraft, I've not been liking the Stargate openers as much. Like most games I see it, it almost seems like the guy that builds the Stargates at a disadvantage. Unless it's like a proxy Stargate kind of thing, or, you know, they're going for a cheekier quick Oracle, and it's like a build order counter. But, yeah, I don't know. Or they're defending with a Void Ray and Immortals on a one gating stand. Cristiano is going to have a very fast third base, though. Economically, he is just way ahead. Ooh, Oracle's going to be scouted. SOS really wants to catch those probes, but is not going to do so. Blink's done, so this is a really bold play from SOS. He looks like he might lose this Oracle at some point. Oh my god, the chase is still... Oh, he is going to lose it! Oh, that's what I'm saying, guys. So that Stargate was a big commitment, big investment. Blink's going to be done, but Cristiano's already going to have a third base. He's going to have a Forge. He does only have the 2 gates, but he has a Robo, guys, so that means he can pump out Immortals if he has to. Is going to have an Observer chasing this army down at that. Yeah, I don't know, SOS. Cristiano's even got a bigger army. He can reinforce. SOS does have a proxy pylon with a gateway, so he's enhanced warp field. He's going to be able to reinforce faster, but I just don't like this position from him. He's dropping a third base, but man, Cristiano just has defender's advantage. SOS going into charge. I like that. Cristiano has a Forge, isn't using it yet. But SOS is just kind of falling apart here in this game. First game was very decisive. Some really good micro. This one, I kind of didn't really care for the build and how, you know, just for the kind of opener it was. It was a macro game for both. I just think it was too risky. And that risk did not pay off. It's funny. It doesn't, like, get much. It's like risk for nothing. That's, in my eyes. That's just my analysis of it. But what do I know? I'm just a caveman. Confused by your strange modern ways, you know? Ooh, Cristiano going down to 6 gates. Several coming online in just a moment. He's going for charge as well, but he's going to have +1. SOS drops his Forge as well. Worker count, obviously, way in favor of Cristiano, who's dropped his 4th base, and that's well underway. Even with the pylon there, so he can drop a battery and photon cannons in the mineral lines. Okay. Cave dark. You like that set? I'm just a caveman, man. Listen, guys. I was thought out by scientists of your times, and now I'm an IT guy. Now I'm a guitar player. Anybody remember Phil Hartman is the caveman lawyer on Saturday Night Live back in the day? Guys, this is more and more just favoring Cristiano as it goes. He's going to have +1. SOS does have Archons, and Archon, I should say, and he just doesn't have the numbers. I think they're both going for the same idea, the push at the same fight, but Cristiano should just win that fight. SOS is forced to retreat. And look at this army supply. 90 army supply from Cristiano. This is massive. There's no shield. Well, there is a shield battery, but that's it. Battery overcharge is going to be activated immediately. SOS trying to get anything out. The lone Archon is going to be greeted by his brother. The other one's going to go down. Wasn't saved by the War Prism, and that'd be a bold move anyway. Hell, look at this, guys. Cristiano with a 30 army supply lead. Pretty much through the whole thing. The Immortal even putting some extra work. The +1 at his advantage. Guys, I think Cristiano may just be taking it right here. GG is called, and we're going to game 3. Ooga booga. How you guys doing? Everybody's a little quiet here. Probably because I run 900 ads, right? You know? You know what that means? Lots of ads. Sub to Dave. 100% a scam. Oh, yeah, game 3. Damn it, I wanted that series so I can get some caffeine. I'm all out of caffeine, guys. I'm living on caffeine at the moment. I might take a nap after this. Still 6 games today. I have a sneaky feeling Beyond was playing with some significant ping difference on that last game we saw in the first series, when I'm thinking about it. That was probably one of the cooler series we've had in a minute. All right, anyway, the score is 1-1. This time we're on Site Delta, our 3rd map in this series, spawning in the upper left-hand corner in the pink. Give it up for our Polish Protoss. It is Cristiano. His opponent in the bottom right, in the red, give it up for SOS. It is match point, and thank you, Satan Savior, for the 21 months. Zerg, actually, I think we may not have any more. I gotta look again. We may not have any more Zerg because they have advanced. So when we get to the next point, I think we have some more. We're approaching the finals of this tournament, Satan Savior. If I do IEM, we have some Zerg. But I honestly am feeling like I might be too tired. If it's oversaturated in casting, I might actually take the night off because I'm not feeling good. I got like no sleep. Or I might just, yeah, I think it'd probably behoove me to do that. But I might just like ladder or something. I don't know. We'll see. We'll check after this game. I'll let you know right away, Satan Savior. Guys, by the way, I need YouTube subscribers. If you're new here, please do click that subscribe button. ! YouTube. Actually, the links just came up in chat. It's free. This and a whole bunch of other tournaments and stuff are on my YouTube. I'm planning on making some shorts and stuff, too, more. Even if they're half-assed ones. I'm going to have some good stuff, though, too, on there. Some different things. Every so often, I might be throwing some guitar stuff more. And all that kind of good horse hockey. Alright, is a proxy robo from Cristiano. SOS is kind of sniffing it out. But that's a very cheeky location for Cristiano. SOS is basically looking for it. He's checking all these spots, but behind the rocks. Look at this. SOS is like channeling max packs right here to look for proxies. He's got 3 probes on the map, scouting around. He's looking everywhere but the spot by the rocks. Very unlucky. Let's see what the pathing is. Actually, I don't even see. Oh, SOS is going to find it. Oh, shit. He found his proxy. He's going Stargate. And this time where I didn't like it as much before, I wouldn't hate a Void Ray or Phoenixes. Phoenixes actually could be pretty good. Cristiano does drop a pylon. It's a 1-gate Stargate. Not a 1-gate expand. It's a 1-gate Stargate. It's built a little differently. 2 adepts coming across the map. Oh, it's a ruse. And guess what? SOS drops the pylon. Or actually, it's a battery. Very well done. SOS with 2 batteries here. He walls off for the adepts. I love it. It's Warp Prism play, but an Oracle going on the other side of the map. Shield Battery is going to be dropped. This is a cool game. Let's be real. This one's kind of spicy sauce. I like it. Tommy likey. Tommy want wingy. That's all I can say about this game. This is a good one. This is just one base versus one base. Goofy. Oh my god, Cristiano going into a Twilight Council with more gates. He's going into Blink or something, or Resonating Glaives. Void Ray's trying to come out. SOS not in position in his main. He sniffed something out though. His spider senses are tingling. Or did the Oracle find the Robo? It did. An Observer coming out. What is this game? Alright, significant worker damage being dealt. And behind this, alright, there's gonna be a lot of workers falling. 5, 6, 7. I want to see what the Oracle does. It doesn't even kill the pylon. The Observer makes its way out. Void Ray will be there, but 10 workers going down is absolutely debilitating to our Protoss player on the bottom side. Mate, you might as well just kill that freaking pylon. You wasted all that energy on it. He's gonna, I mean, I guess he wants to scout, which is also good. Ah! Gets a rev tag. Does he escape? He is going to escape. I don't think he sees the Twilight Council, though. Obviously, scouting's good unit. These pylons have finished. You can't even retreat with this. Oh my god, the Observer's right here. I'm wondering if SOS is seeing this. That is such a smart play from Cristiano, though. Cristiano may take this because he's got Blink, he's got a proxy pylon. Well, he's got a Warp Prism. It's 3-gate kind of Robo. All the defense is here. There's no shield battery in the main, and it's only one gateway, so he can only warp in one unit at a time. Oh, the Oracle. Oracle? Oh, gets a rev tag. Sees it all. This game's weird, but honestly, I feel like this really favors Cristiano. Oh, ooh, SOS got a Robo. If he can get Big Daddy Immortal, he's going to have to make some weird decisions, to be honest with you. The Oracle with rev tags is going to help him out. So now that Oracle's becoming all the more valuable. Blink's going to finish here in a second. Wait. Why? What? He's trying to micro these Void Rays, but he's going to take a lot of damage on him. And that's a big component of his army. He's not Prismatic Aligning. Now he is a little late to the party on it. But a real Immortal is going to be coming out here in a second. Oh, here we go. Big Daddy's here. Now shit's got spicy. The army supply massively in favor of Cristiano. Only one pylon powering these. Oh, no, it is 2 pylons. Battery overcharge is available. I like the scouting Blink Stalker here. But SOS managed to get a Nexus up. This game got hella weird, but I don't know now. Like, Blink Stalkers are usually just better here, but with more Immortals, it's good, but the Observer's actually helping Cristiano out too right there. Much the same note of, oh, shit. Battery overcharge activated too late, and I think Cristiano just does it, guys. What a clown fiesta. Big Daddy Immortal is not going to be enough, even with the shield battery. It's kind of max back style, but kind of not. He went, this is just weird. Rainbow Void Ray is not going to stop him. Sent. GG. Cristiano takes it in a 2-1. Settling it up on site Delta, guys. What a game. What a series. That was a weird one. It's kind of max pack style, but not quite. That was a little more clowny, I'd say. So what we got coming up here is Ryung versus Beyond, because Beyond lost. What a cast. How you doing, Craig? I'm very tired. I mean, I didn't cast some of the stuff. Guys, I promise you I will be back very shortly. I think I'm going to brew some a fresh pot of coffee here. There's so much stuff I wanted to do, and like, realistically, it's all hinged on the fact that I couldn't sleep last night, so it's totally sucked. I will be right back. I'm going to put on some tunes for you that's not this. I promise. I'm just going to make some coffee. And we're going to get into Ryung versus Beyond. A TBT. Beyond versus Ryung. All right, guys. 21 months in a row. Dave's pot committed. What do you mean, Shaba? Yeah, Satan's Savior you're talking about? Unfortunately, Satan's Savior, Dong Regu in this round was the only Zerg and he won. So he will not be playing again on this. He has advanced. How you doing, Chaba? How you guys doing? Craig the Shoe Shiner. Everybody. I'm getting started here in a minute, but I think I'm going to do a prediction. I started up the coffee and I heated some up. So we are going to start a prediction here. Is it going to be Beyond or is it going to be Ryung? I'm just taking a few minutes. I know everybody wants this right away. I'm a tired man, guys. And y'all be kind of quiet. You know? That's how it is with tournaments, though. Usually. And by and large, you guys are behaving, so good job, chat. So smoke them if you got them. Oof. Interesting news, guys. Stormgate at $1.3 million in the Kickstarter. And now in the top 50 for most wishlisted games in Steam. Actually, pretty cool stuff. Hey, what up, Big Rick? How you doing, buddy? I feel bad that I'm taking time and away, but I'm just so tired. I'm trying to muster it because you know my crazy ass will probably my crazy ass will probably be doing ESL. IEM Katowice qualifiers. Fuck it. If you guys want me to, but I have to add a delay. I actually have to set up the production for it, which is gonna be the most scuffed IEM Katowice production of all time. But I just need a few. A cheeky few. Which I'm taking most of that few now. And then after this, we have the winner of SOS or Christianer, which was Christianer versus Mana. So we have a PvP. Mirror matchups. I am sad for SOS, but he did give a pretty good run in this. Actually, on that, I'm just going to make it easier for myself, too. I'm going to hit the bracket. Because let's see here. First place winner gets $250. Second's $125. Third, $75. Fourth is $50. Fifth and sixth get $30. 7th through 8 get $15. All right, let me start this up. I think people are waiting for me on Wikipedia probably. I apologize, guys. I just kind of wanted to see here. So basically, we're in the upper bracket finals has been determined, guys. The upper bracket finals are Nightmare versus Dong Regu. So that's what we're going to have to cast after today. And then we have what we're doing now. We'll decide the lower bracket semis. Lower bracket final is going to be the loser of Nightmare Dong Regu versus the winner of who we have as the results of the next two matches. And this is a best of 5. All right, guys, so we're going to get into it without further ado. These could be really quick. They're going to go really long. We have 2 mirror matchups. All right, guys, here we are. Best of 5. Spawning in the upper left-hand corner of Site Delta in the blue. Give it up for Mr. Terran Man from Shopify Rebellion. It's Beyond. His opponent in the bottom right-hand corner from Onside Gaming. It is Ryung. So, you know, I have a tendency of screwing these guys up occasionally when we're in it. I screw up people that aren't even in there, and I bring them in like it's a tag team wrestling match. Gone wrong. We could be talking about Beyond and Ryung, and when chat's actually active, we'll start talking about somebody else, and I'll just start bringing up Max Packs out of nowhere, even though he's not even a Terran player. Just how it be. Getting old, guys. Getting old. All right, as we get into it. Is it going to be a double gas opener from both? I would imagine so, but we've seen crazier things. Let's keep an eye on these SCVs. Oh, look at this. Beyond going for a one racks expand. But it looks like Ryung is going for maybe just a scout. Still hasn't gone for a second gas, but that's pretty common. Still, Beyond wants to get that one racks expand. Ryung's still not going for another gas. Okay, now they're both going one racks expand. This doesn't happen that often. And I mean, Ryung hasn't been in as much stuff lately because he's a busy man. He's, you know, he hasn't had the time he used to, I feel like, on this. But I love the guy. He's an OG goat. Ryung gonna scout it out. Knows he's safe. Beyond gets his a little faster, but still nothing too crazy. Beyond going to scout it out. Just down here. Actually, both doing not quite the same. Beyond's checking for a proxy racks is not the case.
LifeSaballer_ says who.
Oh boy, I have TTS on. Jesus Christ, I gotta get rid of that shit again. How you doing, Lifesaballer? All right, as we get into it, I know it seems a little strange. This was played in advance. Oh, guys, Beyond's playing from Canada. That's why he's streaming. He must be with Scarlet, I'm guessing. I just want to update you. I was confused. How is he streaming on Twitch? Well, he's in Canada. I mean, State still streams there, but he's not a South Korean citizen, so he was talking about that. All right. Looks like Beyond's getting a little cheeky. He's going for a little Marine Cyclone drop. He was doing this in TVP. He's doing this in TVT. I mean, it's a thing. Ryung, on the other hand, he's getting a Cyclone as well, but I don't know. I almost like not sure how this is going to follow up. We got a reactor still from Beyond. Everything looking kind of similar, but he obviously is going to have a bit more than Ryung. Still, I think Ryung could hold this. Ryung's more or less just going standard. He's getting a tech lab on his starport. Beyond is getting his tech lab on his barracks. Going to do a little swapperino. Okay, is it going to be a 2 Cyclone drop, and then he's just going to chill back with these? Okay, that's probably the case, now that I think about it. Ryung should have his Raven. He's going into Interference Matrix. Very standard stuff. Beyond trying to get some work done with the double Cyclone drop. Oh, will the Reaper scout it? That's the question. With the pathing? Oh, no, the Reaper's kind of going off pathing. Ryung. Very unlucky, but the Marines right here could be pretty good. Let's see. Ryung, a little out of position here. He's going to be a little unlucky for him. There are 2 Cyclones for Beyond, but Beyond's going to Ryung. He's going to lose a mule. Could have been worse. The mule didn't have anything in its claws there. Overall, decent defense from Ryung so far. Raven should be out here soon. Good anticipation from Ryung too. Has his Cyclones here. Actually, these two did take a little bit of damage, so on a head-on fight, they just lose. Oh! Haha, Raven. Raven means get wrecked. There's two Ravens, in fact. Beyond going for a third base and pushing with a Raven. Oh, God, a Raven of his own. And more Cyclones. Cyclones and Ravens. What is this game? Alright, this one's a little spicy sauce. But Beyond with the third CC, that's a baller move, to say the least. Ryung just playing standard. Beyond actually getting stem behind this, too. What's his production looking like? He's just not dropping his two other racks. Bunker's gonna go down. There's just not enough here. We do have interference matrices, but they're not gonna go so well. Like, if there were tanks, it'd be different. The Cyclones and Marines out DPSing the auto turrets. What do you see this? Now auto turrets and Beyond's going down. Ryung just losing everything. GG is called. Beyond's taking it very quickly and very decisively. Luckily, this is a best of 5 series. So Site Delta goes to Mr. Beyond in game number 1. Ryung just did not have enough to deal with it in a very weird kind of play. All right, here we are. And the points goes to Mr. Beyond in the bottom left, our blue Terran player from Shopify Rebellion. We're on Heck 8 this time. Our second map, and his opponent in the upper right from Onside Gaming in the red. It is Ryung. Alrighty. Getting her done, getting into her. We do have just a little bit here. Gas first for Beyond. Beyond's going to cheese him out a little bit. I'm actually, in a way, I mean, it could be a lot of things. I'm surprised we didn't see an SCV go across the map with gas first into the second gas. That's not going to be the case for right now. Ryung's at least opening standard, and meaning in that for TBT standard, he's going double gas. After racks, of course. It should be all right. Beyond's obviously going to be able to do some things a little quicker, and things a little quicker might just be a Reaper into a factory immediately, right away, right the heck away. Where Ryung's is going to be delayed a little bit. It's actually not that much, but it's enough that, depending on what Beyond decides to do, could be a little more significant. Be at teching up, getting tech labs, or reactors, and just pumping out units a little earlier, but at the same time, it costs the minerals a little earlier, too. All right, Ryung going for the CC on the low ground, though, but he hasn't got a scout. Game 1, he scouted. Beyond going for a Reaper Scout for proxies right here. Like, more like, that's like looking for Proxy Marauder in my eyes, than like 3-Rax Reaper. Why would you put it there? Like, you may be down in your natural, but 2-Rax Reaper's not usually at your linear third base in TBT. All right, 2 Reapers and a Hellion going to go across the map. That actually could be enough. This is just what we'd always seen in the past, but a Cyclone should be out in time for Ryung. He has nothing down here to defend. He's holding at the ramp. He's kind of flying blind. He hasn't even poked out at all. Cyclone, will you make it down in time? Ryung is not in there at all. Not in the slightest. He needs to react instantly. So far, saving the SCV. Doesn't eat the grenade. Very well done by Ryung. He's going to hold. Doesn't want to get too greedy here, because Beyond could kind of go around and change the pathing. He's going to keep the Cyclone down below. I do like it. Beyond this game just has the one Cyclone. I think defensively... No, he's going to go push. No. He's just camping over here. So ultimately, at the end of the engagement, Ryung has a slight lead on the CCs. That means a faster orbital command center. And is going to go right into STEM. Beyond doesn't have a tech lab yet, so he's just going Reactor Cyclone for now. And the Liberator. Ooh, he's going for a push. He is going for a push, indeed. This is a pretty good setup from Mr. Beyond. Earlier on, the Liberator might catch Ryung off guard. It's going to take a while for this Raven to get out. He's pumping out 2 Cyclones, though. I do like it for what he's up against. Beyond seems to be memeing Cyclones lately, guys. All right. Oh my God. Crazy game already. It's TVT, but Cyclones, Legacy of the Meme. Used to be Legacy of the Void Ray, now it's Legacy of the Cyclone, guys. Alright, we do have the Liberator going out to try to catch Mr. Ryung off guard. Oh, the repair might not be enough. These Cyclones are not down, but the auto turret may help this fight. They will. There's a Cyclone for a Cyclone, ultimately favoring... Oh, no! Oh, no! That's a lot of lost mining time. Cyclone's forced out of position, but Bion's going back home, taking a third base behind it. The lost mining time going to be consequential. Not too... Oh, actually... Wow, 7 workers went down in total. What am I saying? It's because the SCVs were also... I mean, that Liberator was thundering down there. The SCVs were also out repairing this little army here of Ryung. Bien going into Interference Matrix himself has his first Raven out as well. Ryung should have a lead on Ravens if he was deciding to push, but I don't think he has to. This is crazy, though. The pace of these games has been a little quicker. Obviously, just some cheekier builds and stuff. But we haven't even seen a siege tank. We still see Cyclones being made. And I feel like if we had a siege tank, it'd be different. Ryung is going to have his CC done, though, in just a moment. Beyond going for some Raven harass in true Beyond fashion. He likes to harass. Oh, no, the Raven's leading the front. I don't like this one bit. Ah, Ryung losing 2 Ravens. That's very big losses for our Red Terran player. That being said, the Raven over here, it's going to delay a lot of lost mining time. Ryung does have another Raven built. Beyond going into, well, 1-1 in STEM. Infantry weapons and armor. +1 with Le STEM. Looked like Ryung was set up for it, but from all the harass, all the little things that happened there, it's kind of rough. Actually, I think head-on, Ryung, he's target firing the SCVs, which in a way I don't hate, but I think he would have won that fight head-on with the injured Cyclones for a second. So Ryung's going to be way behind on upgrades, way behind on STEM. Hasn't landed his third base. I mean, he's not even truthfully pumping out that many workers, too. I mean, the Raven harass was annoying, sure, and everything, but he's just getting +1. He's quite delayed. Beyond's had his 2 gas saturation down here for a while, too. So Ryung is truthfully playing from behind through all of it. Raven up here, just kind of keeping an eye on things, looking for spots to harass still. It's possible. But Beyond's army supply is starting to get crazy, too. Ryung just now landed his third base and location. That time the auto turret's handily dealt with by Ryung. Beyond is going to go back home, I think. And he's even setting up some scouter supply depots for drops. That said, it's going to be a quad Cyclone drop from Beyond. Beyond not really going for multi-prong attacks, but he's going for random little bits and pieces, which the Cyclones do such good damage against SCVs now. It's not a bad idea. We do have a missile turret here. It's not going to be enough. All the army of Ryung is out of position. And this is going to be absolutely devastating to Beyond. Even as Marines are rallied over here It's going to be scouted, but... Oh, man. Missile turret does a lot of damage to the medevac, but still... It's a lot of lost mining time, and these SCVs are unguarded. The army's just clumping up for Ryung. The SimCity working against them. A supply depot going down. The boys are going back. 2 interference matrices. Actually not a bad idea from Ryung. He does have stim, and he is going to clean it the hell up, but still. Crazy engagements. Kind of, I don't even know, really, at this point, what it favors. But I will say this, Beyond is ahead going into +2. Oh, it's the Beyond special guide. He starts with a lead on armor, naturally. Somehow the medevac escapes for Beyond, though. That's crazy. But now Beyond, with a very sizable force, is going to move across the map. At least the medevac falls, but Ryung is going to see this, and he's not going to be able to run away because these Cyclones don't have hurricane thrusters. Yes, it's an upgrade. No, it's not a porn star. Maybe it is a porn star. The jury's still out on that one. Armory just now going down for Ryung, so he's behind on upgrades. Right now, they're on equal footing. Alright, I don't hate that there's some tank sieged here. Problem is, Ryung has no Ravens left. Bia does have the one. It is pretty injured, but he is quite quick on the trigger when he needs to be. And that, what he need to do would be an auto turret. Oh, that was a swift move by Ryung. He repositions the tank. He's trying to set up for it. Wait, Ryung, I wouldn't hate a siege at the last second. He does get a siege before. Gets the Raven. That's some of the high ground. That's actually an interference matrix. That's an auto turret or 2. That's an anti-armor missile, even in a weird way. That was a nice catch by Rio. Swift decision-making, great defense. 4th base finishing up for both. Ryung not on location again. He has to be careful because he knows Beyond's leading an army supply. He's leading by 30. Ryung has the power of nice on his side. 69. How you doing, Theory? What's up, buddy? Also, sorry to you guys last night. I know it was a little weird. I was casting with 2 other people, Chicken Man and Caitlin. No, Chicken Man and I still, I was just going to try to do that, but it was a little different. It can be a little wild sometimes. How you doing, Theory? I hope everything's good, man. Aye. Big push coming in to the west and the southeast. Northwest and southeast for Beyond. He's got 3 medevacs and Marines. And a big Marine tank push coming on the south flank. Beyond is going to finish up his 2-2. Ryung, I like that he's going into vehicle weapons. He is trying to go down here, but the scan is going to reveal that Ryung is trying to take a 4th, but more importantly, where the army is. Ryung, you got to pull back, mate. Still, Beyond is decisively stimming into this, but I think if there was a few more, like 1 more tank already sieged, that would have went a lot differently. Still, Ryung holds. It's a lot of tanks for Beyond, though. And that said, this force on the left is now going to be a big problem. Wow, Ryung actually putting some good pressure on the tanks. Unsieging here. Oh, shit. Ryung decided, oh no! The tank is, oh, very unlucky. Beyond takes it in a very scrappy game. Poor Ryung. I thought he had some really good moves, but that last one, I think, did him. And he's like, oh, I yeeted down there and he unsieged. The pains and woes of Terran Field and TVT, I'm telling you. It's not just you guys on ladder. You ladder heroes. I'm messaging a buddy of mine that cast replays who happens to be the #1 YouTuber. You enjoy my casting? Thank you, Fractal. And Abel Bacon. Mr. Loco. I told him I have some good replays. I think that first series we covered of Nightmare versus Beyond is pretty good. All right. Getting into game 3. Sorry, I just mentioning stuff. All right. I try to hook up my boy Loco and Winter as well with some good StarCraft content. So sometimes when you guys see stuff, any of you guys that watch either their YouTubes, and you wonder where the games come from, it's not just ESL. There's a good chance it's from Dave. When beer time, I'm probably not going to be doing beer time on stream time tonight. Because if I'm doing IEM, I'm going to be sober for that. I'm definitely going to get some after, but I'm feeling really tired. I might take a nap before, and if I do anything, I might throw on a cheeky ladder stream instead after. No disrespect to ESL, but I don't know. I really wanted to take some time. I didn't realize I overcommitted so much this weekend. When I have to plan for leaving for Atlanta for 2 days, it takes up my whole weekend, but it's kind of weird. I have to do all this stuff just for a couple days. I do have some other things happening that's gonna light a fire under my butt too. I might have to take some days off stream other than Atlanta. So I might be not going on a record time for no Dave on stream for... It's gonna be wild. What are you guys gonna do that come every day? I know, everything else in your life that's more important. Alright, but anyway... Let's get on to game number 3. That is kind of funny to think about. But I think I finally hit the note where I'm getting there. Alright, Biyun versus Ryung. And here we are, spawning in the bottom right-hand corner. If he takes this map, he is eliminating his opponent from Shopify Rebellion. He's streaming right now, actually, is Biyun. And here's a man in the upper left. A man of olden days. Give it up for our Red Terran player from Onside Gaming. It is Ryung, who is going for a proxy Rax. And this is the OSC Masters Cup number 148. We've a 24-hour session of OSC, so in a way I'm pre-gaming it. Oh, I meant Steadfast. Oh, Steadfast isn't even online, you jerk. Come on, Fractal. It's not often I call you a jerk, but I think I finally did. Listen, old man. I got words for you. But fair point. 2-0 Ryung? Yes. Oh, no. 2-0 Biyun. Sorry. Thank you, Cynical. How you doing, Cynical? Man, I gotta un-VIP somebody for Cynical. Cynical deserves more than that mod bullshit. But I don't know. You might want mod. Cynical might not like somebody. And then you can ban them. And I'd be like, you know what? I'm not even a bat an eye. Cynical will be like, yo, dude, that Roddy guy, he's BM. He bans him from my stream. Sorry, mate. Thank you for correcting me. We appreciate your hard work and dedication. Oh, he's opening with Proxy Marauder. Ryung going old school. He's like, well... That's right, Biyun. You can't even call Biyun a young guy, really, either, too. It's Ryung versus Biyun. This is a tale as old as time. At least as old as... Literally as old as time, the player, guys. That's what I'm referring to. You know? Alright, Concussive Shells is the opener. It's a factory follow-up behind it. Kind of a jank variety. There's nothing back home to defend against one Reaper is the consequence. At the same time, Biyun's going for an expand, but it is a standard opener. If it was a 1-Rax expand, it'd be a little different. Oh, no, Biyun, or Ryung. No, not like this. Thanks for the follow, Vhafi. Factory is going to finish. But at what cost to Ryung? He's forced to send his one Marauder down. Concussive Shell finishing up behind this. The bunker going down. The SCV's falling. The Hellion coming out. And I don't know how much this is gonna... Well, this is certainly not biting well for our Red Terran player. Let's see what he can get done. He's just hitting his... Oh, no. Oh, no, the Cyclone's up. I mean, Concussive Shell Marauders can be quite good against this slower Cyclone now. But Ryung has Chonky Boys, and they are going to derp down. Siege Tank shuts this down, unfortunately, but, I mean, it is possible still. The problem is these Marauders taking damage. Losing the Marauder, how he lost it, was kind of unlucky. If you saw the pathing kind of screwed up there, I felt like... Now it's going to be a Cyclone for Ryung, but the Siege Tank is going to, like, basically just put a stop to this. Losing all these workers to the Reaper is kind of the nail in the coffin for Ryung, I feel like. Poor Ryung. It's going to be a reactor on the fact? I don't like this. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, 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 guys. Well, goddamn. I think we're going to have an end to this series pretty quickly. Guys, look at Terran, am I right? Like, I mean, it's not looking good. That's all I'm saying for Ryung right now. He's up against Siege Tanks. Bion's comfortably going to land his CC. He is building a CC behind this, but just how much he lost earlier. The fact that he's going to be behind in tanks. His barracks is flying. His one barracks is flying. What does he have to produce? Not much. He's got one factory building nothing but, like, cyclones. That's it. So he's basically forced himself into mech, and it's battle mech with no tech. You know, I am kind. You know, I'm happy to see it in a way. You're always sad when you see people get knocked out at times that you like. But we got. I believe we have Mana versus SOS coming up again. Wait, no. No. Was it Mana versus SOS? I'm gonna have to check again. Yeah, and guys, please consider supporting OSC. Yes, we could use people on Ko-Fi, but that Matcherito link, if you have a few Dallery dues, that's gonna help the World Championship. You had a different tournament between Chicken Man, I think, Just Jordan, and maybe the Cranky Ducklings and I. We're all doing a different event tomorrow. It's going to be 24 hours of straight StarCraft, even with everything else going on in the StarCraft world. Pretty wild stuff. Nothing like a 5 Cyclone, 3 Concussive Shell Marauder drop against a normal tier tech Terran. The only thing that I can see, well, we got like a Viking out, and I thought I saw a Viking out before. No? Just the okay, that is. It's hiding, kind of blended in here like camouflage for some reason. And yeah, this is just like a glass cannon army going down. Poor Ryung takes it down to. You know, he's taken down to Kirktown with a 3-0 and a very decisive victory for Bion. Congrats to Bion. Oh no, actually we have 2 more series. I'm sorry. Wait, what? No, it is the last one. So we have SOS versus Mana. Dongdaegu advanced to the upper bracket finals. As I was saying before, it is Dongdaegu versus Nightmare. And on this end of it, Bion is advancing to the lower bracket semifinals. Ryung's been eliminated. On the other front of it, Christianers. No. Wait, what am I saying? Christianer and... What happened to Christianer and... Oh, no. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm wrong. It's Mana versus Christianer. So SOS has been eliminated, unfortunately. That's a bummer. Mana versus Christianer is up now. That is my mistake. A little tired here. Give me just a moment. Actually, guys, I'm going to stretch and blow my nose. I hope Cynical's not up all hours doing this here, and I'm taking too long, especially for that, now that I see that. All right, guys, give me just a minute. I'll be right back. All right, guys, we're going to get into game number 1 of Cristianer versus Mana. Mana versus Cristianer. This is the last set of this. I think the VOD's not going to immediately be available. I might be able to fix that. I'm not sure. All right, anyway. Here we are, spawning in the upper right-hand corner of Oceanborn in the red. Give it up for our Blazer Protoss player. It is Cristianer. His opponent in the bottom right from Team Liquid. Give it up for Mr. Mana. And it is funny, we have the battle of the Polish Protoss. As you know, not just from my stream, if you watched me for a long time, this used to be a recurring theme. It'd usually be like Geralt and Cristianer. Or like Xiao Mech and, you know, you'd have like the whole mess of them, the whole lot. I'm just, what's going on? But we'd usually have Geralt and Cristianer all the time. Occasionally we'd have like Mana and some stuff. But between Chicken Man and I couldn't tell you how many times we've had like endings of things of Polish Protoss. The Polish Protoss be grinders, guys. And we are going to see them here. Winner advances. And I believe this is an elimination round. It's PvP. I've seen Cristianer beat Mana. At this point, honestly, I think it's close to tell. I'm going to be one of those casters that says in this one, I watched my fair share of EU stuff. I've not been casting as much lately, sadly. I used to do a lot. But I will say, watching both these guys lately, Cristianer's PvP is really good. Mana, I guess, in paper should be the favored player, but in Protoss versus Protoss, you know, it can go either way. And I wonder if Mana was memeing for YouTube on some of this. But I think if he's this far in the tournament, unlikely. All right. Proxy Robo from Mana. Looks like it might... I don't think it's going to be 3-gate Robo. Well, it is going to be 3-gate Robo. Cristianer being annoyed by this probe. He's ultimately going to cancel it. He was trying to... He just wants to get the probe and deny further scouting, maybe deny what he thought would be a proxy. No, it's not going to be a proxy gateway. Oh, Cristianer. Did he scout that, actually? What am I saying? Cristianer did not scout that. I had to go to his camera. I was pretty sure he didn't. He's on Stargate. And that actually can be enough to make a huge difference here. I mean, technically, you could build a Void Ray. Just saying. But with a proxy robo like that, okay, it is going to be an Immortal opener. So it might be 2 Immortals at a Warp Prism. Might be 1 Immortal in a Warp Prism. Cristianer just opened in Standard. He's probably just going to have an Oracle right away, unless he's, for some weird reason, he ends up pathing behind the bushes. He goes and checks it out, but the 2 Adepts are going to make their way across the map. There might be a tail here, though, for Mana, or Christiana, rather. A nice catch on the Adept by Christiana. I'm mixing the guys up. Oh, well, he's going to know now when one Immortal, which does great damage against Stalkers, waddles its way up behind this. Oh, he sees it, but you know what? You can't win that fight, mate. You cannot win that fight. Oh, my God. Christiana really needs these Stalkers, but Comic Week, they can't do anything against this. Warp Prism's coming out. Mana going with 2 more Stalkers and a slow Warpin. Christiana cancels the Nexus, builds a battery. Very good decision. He's still got an Oracle. I mean, once you got it, you got it. I'm telling you guys, unpopular opinion, Void Ray, just 1 Void Ray. Or a Phoenix to lift the Immortals. One Phoenix, 2 Phoenix. And chase the Warp Prism a little. That's just my hot take as a Boomer Protoss. Alright, Stalkers and Sentry putting some good pressure on, and oof. Alright, I like that he did drop a Robo, but it's just too late. That's another thing you can do. I didn't actually notice it because, to be honest, there's a lot going on. I was, with my tiredness right now, I couldn't check it. Actually, Christiana kind of holding, wouldn't have hated a bat. Like, he had to pull all the boys, but he's got to try to eke a battery out, I think. Because Mana's got so much army, so I don't see how he holds without a couple batteries, potentially. A couple of Adepts going in. He wants to get a Sentry. Oh, no, the Adepts. Would have liked to see them target fire that Sentry, but some more force fields will come on. If this somehow is a hold. But 2 Immortals is terrifying. I wouldn't have hated some Zealots even being morphed in, honestly, but Oracle coming in as a factor here. Actually a pretty good factor. It's target firing on the Immortals, kills one of the Immortals. Christiana barely holding on, has more probes, but another Immortals here. Phoenix is coming out from Christiana. He's trying, but he's lost a lot of mining time. He drops a battery. Oh, this is rough, though. The 2 Immortals are a problem. Christiana might need to pull some boys here. Phoenix is rallied in the wrong direction. Christiana, pull that Phoenix over. Oh, buddy. This is good. If he gets this Warp Prism, and he's going to, that's 2 Immortals down. Is Christiana doing it? 1 Immortal coming out behind this. And Mana is trapped with 2 Stalkers comically here. Christiana now on the offensive with a Warp Prism. Now we're pod racing, guys. You know, maybe I don't get as excited enough as I should. And I mean, honestly, in fairness, like I said, no sleep, whatever, today. But what a crazy game and what a change of events. Christiana with some good reactions is going to take out the Pylon and the Robo. Mana is going to have to defend with Stalkers for the moment. Whatever he can muster out of a gateway, it's going to be scouted by the Oracle. Ah! Christiana, keep that Oracle alive. He might be able to land a 6 Stasis Ward or something, but at least having some Rev tags. Maybe getting some worker damage, but there's 2 Stalkers over here. Warp Prism's coming out. And see, he has 2 forms of high... Oh. Mana too good, though. Look at this. He's already in position here. Mana going for a Stargate of his own. Christiana taking a Nexus. I love it. With all the Adepts coming in now, he's got a Warp Prism, where his opponent does not. Oh, nice micro. Actually, really nice micro. Christiana, pick up that Immortal. Battery overcharge is not something you want to fight into either, mate. But now all the Stalkers... Well, no, actually, Mana even keeping the 2 Stalkers back. Look at this guy. Christiana looks like he should just win it. I would like him to kill this. Come on, Christiana just walks... Come on, man. Bruh. Seriously? Oracle just getting a Rev tag. A Phoenix coming out for Mana. He's dropping a Nexus. Somehow we have a game, but I'm telling you. Double Stargate Phoenix from Mana. Oh my god. Oh no, Christiana might be in trouble now. How you doing, Global Zen? Mana's going double Stargate Phoenix. That could be a way for him in back into this when I think about it. Double Stargate Phoenix could be the play because Cristiano is now so heavily on robo units. What are we watching? Protoss versus Protoss. Oh, gets the Oracle on a recall, though. Nice stasis ward from Cristiano, though. I mean, it just catches one unit, but still Cristiano has... the clock's a ticking here. If these Phoenixes go down for whatever reason, that spell do spell trouble for Mr. Mana. But the Adepts are actually putting a good damage point in before... Well, battery overcharge will be available. And there's only so much Graviton Beam. Cristiano trying to get a warp and he loses the Warp Prism. Is this a battle of overconfidence? I don't think so. Even with the Phoenixes, guess what? I don't know. I don't see how Mana does this. He can maybe kill some of these units, but... Oh, it's a full wall. This is so scrappy. Cristiano Honor surely wins this. But still, I don't know. There's so many Phoenixes that makes it look funny, but I think Mana's pretty dead because he only has so much Graviton Beam energy, as I said earlier. And now with all these Adepts and all these Immortals walking and some Stalkers as well to finally kill, GG is called. Cristiano is going to take the first game in what is quite the wild clown fiesta. Oh. Pretty wild stuff. Aaron Minbub, normal man. Very good games. Let's get into game number 2 here. And again, we have the 24-hour fundraiser coming up. Kicking off tomorrow morning, my time, and the East Coast. I can do all the time zones after. But I have to really think about it or look it up quick. But anyway, let's get into map 2. Map 1 was on Oceanborn. So let's get into game 2. We're going to be going on a map that's from an older map pool for our second game here. Alright, it is the best of 5.
N0 Marm 4N says TTS.
No, I'm turning that shit off. It shouldn't be on, and I shouldn't have the points back again. I turned it on temporarily. It's kind of dumb to do it in a tournament, so I just turned it off for the game scene. Spawning in the upper left-hand corner, up a point of Golden Aura from Blazer. It is Cristiano. His opponent in the bottom right, our other Polish Protoss. From Team Liquid, it is Mr. Mana in the blue. Sorry about that. That should not be on in tournaments. Mana looks like he might be going for a 1-gate expand. A little bit of diversity of the opener here. I mean, that's to say it's PvP, so. We're seeing a lot of spicy stuff. Honestly, that one game, the game 3 with Cristiano and SOS, I think was the wild card. That one could have easily went, not easily. I think if SOS did a couple different things, he would have won that one. That's not to say Cristiano didn't play well or anything. That was just, that was a crazy one too. All right. Mana going for another gas though, so could just be gate core expand. Not like super fast. For PvP it is, but at the end of the day, could be a Stargate opener first or something to that effect. He's getting the Zealot preemptively. Cristiano with a late scout is going to sniff it out. I like that the Zealot started. Cristiano's going to let him have it for now. No, he's not. He's just kidding. He's like, JK, bruh. All right. The other side of it, Cristiano is going to be scouted out. Mana really wants this Nexus. He's going to chase it down. I think he's going to be able to drop it. Well, Mana's going for a Robo and... What? No, he's going Stargate. What am I saying? So it is Stargate instead. Kind of a funny one. So it is pretty standard after all. Cristiano going Robo against Stargate. This could be definitely different. Zealot doing a good job zoning back Cristiano's probe to get a pylon block in. I will say that. That's kind of nice. Mana is still going to have a nicely timed natural. But it is 2-gate Robo for now for Cristiano. 2 Adepts making their way across the map. Mana saves his probe. Shield batteries here. Oh, and I love this for Mana. He can block the shades with just the 1 Adept. That's the best thing about this. Guys, I will tell you, in this game, we will not see the Phoenix Wards. Mana drops the shade preemptively. He's in a good spot. All right, nice reaction by Mana. Is going to lose the Adept. But at the end of the day, oh, he's going to lose the probe, too. It's not too bad. Oracle coming out behind us. Cristiano is dropping the shield battery. Warp Prism's already coming across. 2 more Adepts coming in. Being a nuisance, chiseling at this wall. Stalkers cancel. A Void Ray's coming out. And this is looking like the max packs. Kind of. We'll see. I think it's just going to be a bunch of Adepts dropped in. Oh, Mana's going to get the scout on this. He sees the hot pickup, I think. Granted, he was walking up a ramp. Now, this is awkward. The Oracle is going to scout this out. Void Ray almost done. An Oracle and a Void Ray may be enough to hold with this. Well, there's 4 Adepts. That's the thing. Obviously, an Oracle is going to do some pretty good damage here. Void Ray is going to chase down the Warp Prism. Oracle cleans up 1. Yep, look at this. The Void Ray and the Oracle getting some good damage in. Void Ray even going down below. One of the probes is going to fall over here. No. Beautiful defense from Mana. All right, Mana going into another Void. Truthfully, it's a little bit scary for Cristiano. Losing the Warp Prism could be pretty big for him. He is going into Blink, though, and has switched to a 4-gate. So Mana technically is kind of defending, but all he has to do is kill the shield battery to escape. Not lose anything, really. Oracle even going to be able to provide some information. There's going to be an observer. Yeah, he doesn't want to risk a rev tag right there. I like that decision. Oh, no, I don't like that second decision, though. That split-second decision for Mana to return. I don't know. That was not the move. Wouldn't hate a shield battery going down for Mana, like, behind either of the pylons. Okay, back there works, too. Or, like, down below or something. Because Cristiano's going right across the map, and that Warp Prism survived. It's only 1. Okay, no, he has 2 gates. He's going into a Robo as well. 3rd Void Ray coming in, but between the Warp Prism and the Observer. Oh my god, this is so much information from Cristiano. Cristiano may be able to take this one too. We'll see. Mana has 2 shield batteries. He's got some good scouting. The Zealot, the Pylon, has a Stalker up at top. The army supply obviously in favor of Cristiano. This is one of Mana's gates. Doesn't matter. Void Ray is kind of tickling over here, not prismatic alignment. Oh, it's the Stalker damage. It's the Stalker count. Big Daddy Immortal is going to be nice here, though. Blinker or not. If Mana can powerhouse this in a bit. Oh! Actually, the shield battery is helping a little bit, comically enough. But, oh, he doesn't want to lose the Cyber Core. At some point, something's got to give. Ay. Mana needs another core. He's getting a Warp Prism. I think he should have got another Immortal, mate. Battery overcharge or something. Now it's going to be gone. It's a little late to it. He's not prismatic alignment, and he lost. Oh, no, actually, Cristiano lost. No, did he lose the Warp Prism? No, that was Mana's Warp Prism. Like I said, it should have been another Immortal. And, again, a prismatic align, I think, would have been... If he had both Void Rays doing it right then, he might have shaved off a couple Stalkers with everything together. Which could have made the difference, because look at it. It was a little closer than we thought, but at the end of the day, now it's Void Rays, Immortals, and Stalkers. Or, sorry, Void Rays, Immortals, and Zealots. I don't know why I just said Stalkers. Alright. Not much to shoot up. Does he take care of the Warp Prism? He does, but still. Mana in a tough spot here. He's trying to buy time for both the Immortal and the Void Ray. Some probes are here. The Zealots kind of awkwardly here against Blink Stalkers. These Stalkers. There's no charge. These are just slow Zealots. Void Ray Prismatic Alliance. There is a shield battery. Battery overcharge. Oh, doesn't save the pylon. Big Daddy Immortal just seconds away from coming out. And guys, I don't know. Both pylons depowered. All the production's down. Christianer getting God's work done. Mana desperately trying to save this. What crazy games. G is called. Christianer with 2 points on the board. Putting one in on Golden Aura. Woof. Putting one in on Golden Aura. Man, oh man, oh man. Oh. Let us go into game 3. This could be potentially it. Is Mana going to get taken down to 3-0? We'll find out. That's that I feel is a little bit more of an upset because Mana is quite good. Mana is quite good. And you know what? That we didn't end the prediction before. Nobody predicted on it. All right, let's go into game number 3. All right, spawning the upper left-hand corner of Hard Lead in the red from Blazer. Give it up for Christianer. His opponent in the bottom right in the blue. Give it up for Mr. Mana. He needs 3 points to win it. In this best of 5. Alrighty. You know something? I'm actually going to check on things as well. One second, I just want to check because of things to come. I just saw Mr. Pig on. I'm wondering if he's covering tonight too. Probably, but he does his best of StarCraft stuff. And, you know. You know. Gauging if I'm doing IEM. I wouldn't even bring it up if it was like an open cup or something like that. I'm more focused on this stuff at the moment, but that's kind of a big deal. I think we're going to have plenty of coverage. And everybody's going to be chasing it. We'll let him have it. Dave's tired. Alrighty. Going to be 2-gate opener from both again. And apologies if I was rough on the TTS. I don't know. I think I might take a nap, even though I've been drinking too much coffee, as exhausted as I am. I don't know if anybody else is like that. When I'm on like 4 cups of coffee, no shot I'm sleeping well after this for a nap. Even though I question how much sleep I actually had at all. Certainly nothing consistent. The opposite effect? Yeah. Man, it still stimulates you. It's ultimately, if you're that tired, you're that tired, you know? I got you. Yeah, good point, Flapjack, too. Ah! How you doing, Flapjack? And I'm drinking some water, as you say that. But, right, Stalker chasing this down to depth, making some work over here. I'm surprised with some of this a little bit. By the way, you're good? How goes? Tired, chilling. Like I said, debating doing IEM qualifiers, but there's no point if everybody else is doing it. I mean, there's probably... I want to take a look. We'll make a determination after this. And I'm going to be casting tomorrow, too. But the thing is, I don't have too much time. And Flapjack, thinking about it, too, I found a caveat. You know, you're like, man, you know, it kind of sucks to be out of... we were talking about not going to Atlanta and stuff and how you couldn't make it. Don't feel bad, man. I thought about it. I'm like, I'm going for 2 days. It's actually kind of crazy when I think about it. Because I'm not even going to be able to catch... I might be able to catch some of the finals. But I'm not going to be able to hang out on the day of hanging out, you know? It's always that last night. As you and I know, but we didn't go out and really do stuff. But this one I definitely would, because, you know, it's going to be crazy. Just something to think about if you're feeling... If next week you're like, damn it, I didn't make it. Look it. We're gonna have Flapjack and Dave times. What's gonna happen? All right. A lot of times for me, the happy warmth of coffee puts me to sleep despite the caffeine. See, it's a lot of you guys. On my way back, I'm going to Syracuse, man. I'm not taking a flight from LaGuardia. Last year was like an exception. I had a buddy pass. I'm going from Syracuse. So reason being, I have like... It actually is cheaper in a way, because I have to drive to LaGuardia, which is 4 hours, and then take a flight down. I'd have no time. Like, it'd be nuts. Instead of like a 45-minute drive to the airport, 50 minutes, and I'm flying direct. Trust me, I definitely would, but... I'm coming home Sunday, so I have to work. I'm going to work right on Monday. But yeah, no, like I'm going to be home like probably... My flight's going to come back Sunday at like 5:30 or something. All right, I did a decent job casting today. I think my brain's checked out. I just see Flapjack. I'm like, hey, what's up, buddy? I ain't seeing you guys. You know what, fuck it after. I think I might do a little ladder or something later on. Probably gonna get a few brewskis. A lot of blink stalkers for Cristiano. No blink yet for Mana. He's gonna have it momentarily though. So Mana is chasing him down because he's the lead right here. Oh, blink is gonna finish up, but that's enough time for Cristiano to escape for the moment. And he's gonna have a couple more stalkers, so it's even fighting before the shield batteries here. Mana going for some target firing. Cristiano kind of taking the blink fight and kind of wherever it lands, but Mana decisively went for a target fire first. See how this plays out, but that battery coming in is a little rough. Mana does have this proxy here, so he can reinforce fast in just a moment. He's even picking off some workers. Mana's kind of 2 base all in it. He is 4. No, it's only 3 gates. I thought he might be 4 gating them on 2 bases, but it's 3 gate. GG. All right, guys, going into... That's... Wait, was that a... Wait, and did I lose my mind here, guys? I just... Hold on. That was it? It's a 3-0? Cristiano just 3-0'd Mana? I just unbelieve... I'm literally beside myself. I kind of fizzled out here for a bit. But, yeah. No, I think I might do this right, guys. I might take a little break ski. And, we will change it up. From all the support I get from Mr. Magic Turtle, I think I'm going to take a break. My casts are really good. I mean, sometimes I think you're used to me getting drunk. That's the thing when I'm casting. Thank you for that. I'm glad you guys liked it. If you do enjoy my cast, consider subscribing to my YouTube. Again, this is the OSC Masters Cup 148. First place prize is $250. We've been going. We got the finals coming up, the semifinals tomorrow, starting bright and early. Let me try to look at the Team Liquid calendar. We have more OSC events. We're doing a 24-hour fundraiser. No, I'm not just streaming it. It's Chicken Man. It's Just Jordan. It's a bunch of stuff. Thanks, Lebanese Marine. It's maybe the Ducklings, I would imagine. But I know Light's grinding. It starts at 4 a.m. Eastern Time. We have, what is it kicking off with? The Community Open. Guys, get ready for this. 4 a.m. Eastern Time, Community Open. Then at 8 a.m., we have a 2v2, which I think Eddie found a caster for. He asked if I would do it too, but I need some time because I'm getting ready for Atlanta. I'm going to be casting the King of the Hill at noon tomorrow, I think, unless Chicken Man is. No, wait. And then after the King of the Hill is the Rising Star, and I think Just Jordan's doing it. And then Monday, there's a best of 11 show matches at Monday at midnight Eastern Time. That's going back to it. I can pull it in. Oh, Kozan's doing the 2v2? Yeah, okay, I saw Kozan on there. I was going to ask you. Thank you for that. On the Maturino channel. I met Kozan, too, actually, last year. Kozan's a hell of a caster, too. That's sick, ID, on Maturino's channel. That's awesome. Eddie is the man behind it all. I'm going to give you credit. We got Javier and some other folks. But I'm just saying, thank you, Eddie. A big round of applause for you. I'd put it on if it would be on the YouTube, too, and give you a little canned audience here, too. But really sick games today, man. And I did reach out to Loco already. And I'm trying to get him to be like, Loco, could you please, even if it's after the fact, I'd hold that Maturino off after just a little bit. Just in case we get a little love. At winter, definitely will. We might be able to get a few more dollar dues in that. And guys, if you want to help it out, please consider, other than the Ko-Fi for OSC, to help with the World Championship. We have a Maturino link right there. At the bottom. I kick off the King of the Hill at 12. Alright, yep. Yeah, that is, I figured. I was just not sure. But yeah, check it out, guys. Let me pull her up for you. And this is where we're at. No dollar dues in just yet. We're kicking it off tomorrow. I might put a few in for posterity to get it rolling. All right. Thanks again, Eddie. And thank you guys for watching. I am going to take a break. I'm going to put the VOD up shortly. I'm going to find out if I'm doing IM America, IM Katowice qualifiers. If you don't mind, let me just look real quick, because I'd like to let you know with a little bit more certainty. Holy shit, 88 players? I think I should probably cast it. If there's 88 people signed up, that means there's going to be at least 60. I might cast some of it tonight, guys, which means I have to hold off on beverages. Starts at 7. Because we have people from all servers on it, too, still. People have other chances to qualify for IEM. Like, we still have Geralt in there. We have Gumiho in there. I'm saying from other servers. Han Mono. Christiana's in there. Lambo's in there. Oh, man, I should cast Harstom's in there. Bly. Yeah, Eric Fire. I should probably cast some of it at least. But much love. Thank you, guys. Let's go send you off somewhere. You know what? Your choice, guys. I'm going to say here on these options. There's a lot of people. Realistically, I'm not partial. We can go raid Beyond just for posterity, because Beyond's never on. We can go to Frosty Phoenix, who's casting the Cyan. He's casting a Cyan mod tournament, which Magic Turtles got some money in. I didn't even see that, I think. Bio never streams. There is that. We can go to Shuey. We can go to Pig. We can go to Vindicta. We can go to... A-Pop's playing well. He's been doing a lot of that. Eggs. Grimmy. Is Grimmy actually playing StarCraft and on? We could certainly go to Grimmy. Grimmy was mentioned first. We got Monami Gene Sim. The Grimmy, if he's on, I didn't see him on. I follow way too many people on Twitch, guys. It's insane. Just because he's a good guy. And I love Grimmy. I think we'll go to Grimmy. Grimmy is a bruh. You know I love my man, Mr. Grimmy. Fun story before as we go in the raid, guys. You know, Grimmy was one of the gatekeepers when I almost hit Masters one time before when I was way higher MMR. I was so damn close. He was one of my last matches, and I caught his unranked random MMR. It was like ridiculously high on NA too, but he just he was like placements. It showed something ridiculous at the moment. This was quite a couple years ago. And then the only consequence was I made a buddy out of it. And he was a nice guy. So guys, make sure you give Grimmy a follow. Sounds good. I was a fat kid. And I'll catch you guys all later or tomorrow. I'll be, you know me. I'll be on later, I'm sure. If nothing else, is some ladder. But I think with seeing who's on, who's playing, and I think they might actually have enough to warrant some help. It's not so much for anything else for me other than some assistance. See ya, Pikachu. See ya, I was a fat kid too. All right, I'll catch you guys later in one form or another. All right, peace.